All right. What's up, everybody? It's another episode, another good week here over at Beats and Bullshit. Feel free to check out our social media over at Beats and Bull. We're over in Instagram, on Twitter, and as well as our email and YouTube. The email is beatsandbull@gmail.com. Welcome to another wonderful week. Again, my name is Keems, and over here I got my boy Eric.
Yes, sir.
So we're here for another week of just lovely topics going on in all of geek culture, in the culture, and as well as your regular bullshit of the week. Before we get started, I just want to do a quick little check-in. What's been going on with you, Eric?
Nothing much. Just trying to make $1.
I feel that.
And just being entertained by all the antics of the past week that's went on. So that's about it.
Yeah, definitely this week has been pretty interesting between a lot of stuff going on. So we'll definitely keep you guys up into the tea, just what's been going on. So things been going well with me. I know it's been the holidays. I'm just trying to finish up with all of my errands and getting ready to enjoy this 4-day weekend after Friday. So I'm very excited about that. One of my good friends, actually from Florida, she was from here and then she moved down to Florida back earlier this summer. She's actually coming up here in the next couple of days on Saturday. So I'm gonna hang out with her, get to catch up. I'm really excited to see her. Definitely miss her presence, so it's definitely going to be a good holiday.
Just saying she loves you very much, because I will not be leaving Florida to be coming up to cold ass here.
Yeah, she has family. Right? Yeah, so it's a funny story because she's originally from Florida, but she has family up here. So she's seeing like family, and then since she's been up here like within the last year, she wants to see us too.
Skype.
Yeah. Well, I always appreciate
What's your screen name?
Yo, hey, what is your handle though? So we're gonna get right into it in regards to, first off, geek shit. We just want to talk about the loveliness of going on stuff, video game and comic culture. So first thing is in regards to Aquaman. It's coming out next week, actually, to the domestic states and market. So it'll be in the North American market very soon. Already doing really well internationally. Is already pacing to be a global box office hit. Now, last week we did talk about the first opening numbers of Aquaman over in China. So over in China, it did well, almost about I believe about almost like 100 million within the first weekend. So for the 147, I mean.
Actually, as of what I checked this morning, it was at 189.
Oh, so it doubled. So yeah, this was posted from Comic Book back on Monday. So yeah, this is back on Monday when this was posted on Comic Book. That's crazy. It's already doing so much in regards to just how the actual movie is doing. I know a lot of people pre-show said a lot of good things about it. Now that the movie is coming out internationally, it's really rare to see a DCEU movie get that kind of reaction and still get that kind of reaction even after the movie is coming out in many years.
Well, I mean, everybody is waiting for Aquaman, so just the anticipation alone, that's going to add, a lot of revenue to to the pre-sales here, and by doing so well over there, that's just, I know the history, it usually don't do well, but I'm pretty sure that this one gonna do well.
It's gonna be a smash. Now reports are saying it's gonna be very big internationally. Now they just actually opened the movie actually in India back last weekend, and it made $900,000 and $56,100. Now that already doubled the opening weekend on Wonder Woman, and a lot of the numbers are coming up that it just made a lot more than Wonder Woman. So along with this, a couple other markets such as Mexico right now, it has made 1.6 mil. Russia has made 1.4 mil off the film, and as well as Brazil. Now, right now, the UK is scheduled to have this open at 1.3 million. So this is gonna be really nice.
Okay, I'm doing some math here, but like I said, as of this morning, the global the international box office was at like 250 million.
Yeah.
So they've already made back their production costs for the movie.
Yeah, that's already amazing.
Though, but have you even seen a lot of marketing for Aquaman, to be honest?
Honestly, and that's the thing about it. I haven't seen any. I start seeing commercials. Here's the thing. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of internet stuff. So for maybe someone who does regularly watch TV, it's probably all over the commercials. But even on like,
I haven't seen like a whole lot. It's just like this is really carrying over from the presence of Justice League, even.
Yeah, even on like YouTube videos and even other online publications, I haven't really seen a lot of like banner ads or a lot of videos. So it's doing well. Like that's really good. That this is definitely one movie for sure that's been doing nice for not only Jason Momoa, you know, definitely a good look for him, for the fact that, you know, he's definitely holding down that universe in the movie, but just in general. Now again, this was like 3 days ago, so in the sense of the 250 million, that's correct. It did make 200 at the time the article was posted, so the fact 50 million was already made now, and the fact they, you know, got back their actual earnings is pretty nice. So it is going to come out here on the 27th. Again, this was directed by James Wan. For those who don't know, he did The Conjuring 2 along with Fast and Furious 7. So
first Conjuring, actually. I'm not sure.
He did the first Conjuring?
Yeah, I'm not sure about Conjuring 2. But I know he did the first Conjuring for sure.
Okay. There was a quote when he talked about the movie. He just said basically, it was very important for me early on to be allowed to make a film on his own kind of aesthetic and his own voice. He did Furious 7 and Conjuring 2, so maybe he did both. I'm not sure. I only saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
The first one was amazing.
Yeah,
the
it really was
good, but not as good as the first one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Not the 27th. This week, the 21st. So it actually will be out this Friday. So definitely, if you guys are wanting to check it out, definitely check it out. So that means we should probably be hearing some production numbers, probably, if not already, probably tomorrow, how much it's going to do over in the United States. So that is that for Aquaman. Next thing we want to talk about is Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out next month, and there are already reports that the game has leaked.
Got them video games for sale.
Okay. It's Tetsuya Nomura.
According to you.
Hey, check out your Discord groups. You know, they'll have the hot tea for you. So Tetsuya Nomura, who is the director of the new Kingdom Hearts game, had confirmed on a tweet basically saying that they have heard the rumors and reports of the actual leakage of the Kingdom Hearts 3 games. So basically they say on their Twitter saying that we are aware that a small portion of Kingdom Hearts 3 have been circulating online before its official release. We are also aware as how all has happened, and we're sorry to see this cause a concern amongst our fans who are excited of the release. So, you know, they are aware of it. They are understanding what's going on. Apparently a lot of images started circulating of the game. Gameplay videos were shared. Of course, they started taking those down by Square Enix along with Sony. But right now it looks like there's theories saying that someone who was a part of the distribution group actually sold more than 30 copies, while others said it was only around 10 that was acquired by the leaker. Now,
see, I would be petty. I'd be in the bed with all of their copies and shit, doing selfies with my eyes blacked out. Who want this for 100?
Heyo. So I mean, that's definitely crazy. And especially your distribution chain getting those copies like that.
I know they probably didn't. Did they say if they were black or white?
No.
So the person that's selling them?
The person that stole them.
Exactly. The fact is your own distribution chain, though.
No color.
But it's crazy, though. It's funny because I think we talked about it back when the I can't remember what game we covered saying that one leaked. It's just funny how, like, again,
Smash Brothers.
Well, Smash Brothers, that was right. That leaked. So the fact, you know, a lot of these games, people are now getting access to distribute these games illegally, and it's not just people from the outside. These are people from the inside, you know, who's getting this out. So it even shows, you know, the team you keep around.
We're in the digital era, so I mean,
gotta keep them tight.
Yeah, I mean, people are finding new ways every day to do everything. So
yeah, and sadly they have to depend on, I guess, us now for marketing, because that's how all this stuff gets out. You have to get it to the public first, and we do all the marketing for them. So it's going to come to the point, especially in this era, where if you're the first one out there, you're the one that get the revenue from all these viewerships, subscriptions and everything, and not to mention making some extra money on the side, just selling them out your
exactly.
Copies, so.
People gotta make a dollar, like we said before, for real. Now, Nomura has said that 2 of the biggest spoilers on the game haven't been released yet. They're actually adding that later on to the game. So those haven't been released or anything. It isn't on the copies right now. People are showing out, which right now is the secret movie that is in the game and the epilogue.
A secret movie?
There's a secret movie.
Like a cutscene or actual movie?
That's the thing. We don't know. Right? That's what Nomura is saying. That's a spoiler right now that's in the game that the game players will realize. The epilogue on the Kingdom Hearts 3 game, and then there is a secret movie. So since it hasn't been on the copies everyone have now, they can add this now to the final copy and send it out.
Yeah.
So that will be released at a later date just in case, so they will not be shown before the game's release. Now when they just start speculating, the community took a strong anti-spoiler stance and implored people not to share the spoilers, which is good. I definitely believe the community for sure, I know, don't want to see nothing until the game actually come out.
Sure.
So that's definitely good for that. And Nomura just basically thanked everyone who's been warning people about, the leak. So definitely sounds like the whole Square Enix team and Tetsuya is really taking this very, mature and taking this in a very productive and proactive approach, especially the community. I think your game is only as strong as your community. So definitely bigs up to the Kingdom Hearts community and telling people not to get the game. So that's good to know.
Kingdom Hearts has a pretty strong community, so
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Hey, like you said, we saw that humor. Shoot, the fact that everybody was dressed up in all different Keyblades, Organization 13 costumes. Listen,
reenacting it.
Next year I'm already thinking about costumes. That might be a thing. I might do Organization 13.
Next year, if I could find the right one, next year might be the year I cosplay. It might be, depending on it has to be perfect for me. Fitting.
This is good, by the way.
Yeah, that's Mixmaster Cole over here.
Yes.
Thanks.
But yeah, I think I might do it next.
Raphael.
Yeah, I thought about Raphael in the trench coat.
Yes.
I already got the side. I got the most expensive part already.
Come through. Hey, that's only half the battle. Mm-hmm. All right, so
you have to wear clothes under it this time.
Oh God, you got me mixed up.
Coming up next. Regarding the next topic we got for Geek Shit is going to be just about the Fox and Disney merger. Now, things have been going pretty well with this merger into earlier this month. Now, the merger had hit a regulatory snag in Brazil. Now, regulators in Mexico are questioning how the merger will affect the cable industry in the country. Now, this was reported over in E-Universal. The primary cause of concern in Mexico will be the increased portfolio of sports content. Now, as we know, Disney, who own about 30% of the programming actually in Brazil, basically, as you guys know, a lot of their sports networks are being, sold off. So there is that concern that they will own pretty much more than half of the broadcasting of Mexico and in Brazil. So right now they are trying to they have received a conditional approval from the Department of Justice and Securities and Exchange Commission, depending on the ability to sell all the sport networks acquired in the merger. They have already started shopping around all of the networks, hoping to find one buyer to buy all 22.
So you know who put the
yeah, I remember that. Didn't somebody put in a bid for the sports?
Yeah, so you have a lot of
LL and Ice Cube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I didn't catch.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Yeah, Ice Cube did announce that him and LL Cool J are actually planning to buy all 22 sports networks. Amazon has also put in a bid into getting these sports networks as well. So a lot of people do want these properties.
I don't want to see Amazon Sports.
Now, here's the thing. They already got contracts now, like with, with Monday Night Football and NFL showing live shows already of the season. So it's not too far behind for them to start getting sports networks. Amazon is trying to think big.
You know what? They should. I don't know why they don't do this, but Q, LL, Jay-Z, and Diddy all need to come together and put they put their money together, their resource together, and make a valid bid for these networks.
Yeah.
Diddy already tried to buy the Panthers.
Do they have that kind of bank though?
Together they would.
Jay-Z is a billionaire, and his wife is Beyonce, another billionaire.
But to compete with Amazon, that's
why I said come together and combine all of them together.
We work together as a group, then as one.
I'm pretty sure they could make a legitimate, all four of them. Because think about Q got money. Q got like executive producer, directive. He got money. And L got movie money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm pretty sure they could get.
I'll check some numbers because I don't know. That seems like a lot. Even. Well, I know they got money, but do they have that kind of money?
And then also the people backing them.
Yeah,
Rock Nation and this, that, and the other. Like Jay, you know, Jay is connected.
Yeah, he's definitely connected, so that's definitely a good thing about that. Now, earlier this week, New York Post has actually reported that Disney will more likely break the networks into groups to make it more affordable for the potential buyers. They
so
also
honestly, that would be pretty cool. It'll give other people a chance to, you know.
I think they're scared of the whole stipulations of monopoly in this.
Of course they are.
So they're trying to be proactive.
Of course, because they've held a monopoly for so fucking long. Why would they want to give it?
That was my worry about this in the first place, and then them trying to like take over Netflix. I was like, that's just too much.
Yeah, they're trying to take over Netflix too.
Oh, that's how this whole shit began. They tried to buy out Netflix, and Netflix was like, "Nah, we good." And so it's
I thought
we're just gonna take all that shit back and make our own streaming service. They were just trying to cut like the process.
Shit.
So
I got one.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Now they did point out that the business is on a decline than all the other properties in Disney, so that's the biggest thing as well regarding, you know, not only the regional sports network but just these properties in general. They're saying basically the business is not a growth business but a declining business. One expert has told the Post there are a lot of subscriber defections and that the regional sports networks do not own all the digital rights. So it's a crazy thing, especially regarding these properties that not only Disney is trying to give away, but also to complete this deal. Now, if everything goes through and they are able to finish this, the actual deal should be closing at the first day of 2019. So it's literally the next week and a half we have. If everything finish up, we will be good to go, and we will start 2019 with a brand new.
Why are you having an anime
conglomerate?
Dear baby New Year. My wish. Make all those Fox projects go direct to video, and y'all come back with some real shit that's actually decent with the X-Men. Come on, please.
So it's crazy. Like I said,
you know, they at some point they would be a fool not to merge X-Men and you know all that.
Do something right with the Fantastic fucking Four.
That's my hope too. Like with them getting those properties, we could finally have a decent and a very fulfilling MCU. We could have this be a closed chapter, make this a very good fatality. So definitely with that in mind, we are excited for this deal to close so we can get our lovely superheroes. So that is it for Geek Shit in regards to your, you know, every week video game and comic book culture. So next up, we are going to get up to the tea in regards to some lovely hip-hop and pop culture. Now the first thing we want to talk about actually is going to be about Mr. Kanye West and the lovely field weekend he had. The lovely field weekend he had for Twitter. This basically started back on Thursday in regards to him going over Twitter in regards to Drake. A lot of other people. It was crazy. So we're going to start back from Thursday. This all started off in regards to Kanye on a Twitter ran into a song. So basically, long story short, there was a song that Drake wanted to put on, and basically he needed to get clearance. It was a song sample he's trying to get from one of Kanye's joints. So this was reported on Hip Hop DX. They were one of the ones that got the story out. But basically, I'll go off from the beginning. This first started off from a screenshot that he got from Free, who said, Drake sent in a clearance request for Say What's Real, Do You Want to Clear? He goes ahead and retweet this screenshot and says, prove shit thicker than wrestling. So this goes into a rant of him kind of saying all these things earlier this year that occurred with him and Drake, and basically is still demanding an apology. Now, this goes back to when Drake had dissed him on the No Stylist track with French Montana, where the song he says, I told her don't wear no 350s around me, which is, I guess, a reference to Yeezy in the line with Adidas. That got him mad, and then basically Apparently he's hitting up Kris Jenner, which was another thing. He called him out about that. It was a lot of stuff. And then tweeting about, still need that apologies for mentioning the 350s and trying to take food out of your idol's kid's mouth. Just all this kind of stuff, and they saying, you know, sneak dissing over on Sicko Mode, and texting Kris talking about how family.
Should this be classified as first hood problems?
See, what it is Drake is getting ready to put all of his old shit on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music.
Define old. Like the mixtapes until like
like
the good shit.
Yeah. So in that he sampled one of Kanye's songs. So in order to put it on streaming to where
you have to get that cleared.
You got to get it cleared. So that's why he was. That's why he sent that. Now, also, even though he's trying to actually do something, that is him fucking with it. Kanye's head.
Yeah, it is.
You know, we like Kanye said. I mean, a lot of the shit he said wasn't far off. You know, it was true, but still, the whole ranting for like what, an hour or two on Twitter. That's a fucking lifetime. Now
he only has so many words.
Right now on Sicko Mode, if you really listen to Drake's verse, he is dissing him the whole verse. He says stuff like, now you know they live right down the street from each other in Calabasas, right? Like they 3-4 houses down from each other. So Drake, I meant to pull up the lyrics, I forgot, but off the top of my head, he said, crept out the house, bust a right. You know what I'm saying? He basically saying I went down the street, hit the lights, paid the price. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really look at, I cut the lights down, I'm creeping to the crib. He say something like, "Where is he?" You know what I'm saying? Paid the price. Oh, you paid the price. I fucked your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally subbing him the whole verse. So Kanye is not completely crazy. He got some screws loose up there, but he's not completely off with what he's saying. And Drake is definitely fucking with his head. That's Drake. He subs, he plays games. That's the type of shit he does. So it's like y'all just need to fight. y'all need to fight.
A lot of people say you want that smoke. Apparently 2018 going to 2019, people are being real about
Neither
this.
one of them are going to.
Of course not.
Especially not Kanye. He grew up in Chicago. I don't know. He might have had to fight a time or two.
He might have to defend himself. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would pay to see that though. Drake and Kanye fight. That would be funny as hell.
Can't with you. So he talked more about this during his Twitter rant. First about his secret son with Sophia Brousseau, and there was allegations that Pusha found out about it. He went ahead to say on Twitter saying, "I told you I tell Pusha about your son. It's all up, bro, but don't play with me. You stay too close to be playing these industry games."
He said, I would never mention your blank." He put in parentheses blank. So he was either, I mean, he did say I never told Pusha
about your son,
but he also said something about I would never mention your blank. So it's like, no, stop teasing. Like if y'all gonna spill the tea, spill the fucking tea. Like
spill all of it.
That's why I'm always on vodka.
Spill all of it. Spill all of it.
No,
so
you can't spill vodka. That's alcohol.
It was just a lot of stuff going on. Like it was like a lot of tweets just about the whole situation with him and Drake, and it just went on and on and on. Now, this was still Thursday, mind you, that he then find out, this was Thursday night, he up on Twitter again and getting tweets that Drake was trying to threaten him. So this goes up and says, Drake's calling, trying to threaten me. Trying to be a bully. I've never been bullied in my life. I will never be. That's why I made it this far in a pink polo. Then goes on to say, he's saying all this other shit, picking on people with mental issues. And then basically saying, Drake, I'm not going to physically fight you like it's MTV boxing, which, I mean, he probably made a reference to Celebrity Deathmatch, which is funny.
Yeah.
So
that would be funny. They need to bring that back.
I think they said Cube is bringing it back with MTV and Celebrity Deathmatch, if I'm not mistaken.
Is a genius.
He, trust me, he at the
celebrity beef these days, like they would have like
Tekashi 6ix9ine and Tory Lanez
content. Like, come on.
Yeah,
and all these people are just characters on their own, regardless. I think they have to work, take it out for you.
Yeah. It's just a lot. And then basically he goes on saying, this is a man speaking to a man that's been placed into the program to fuck with Kanye West's head and set me up. Drake, this is what they want. You would be so sad if anything ever happened to me, but you're playing into it. Why? Leave me and my family alone, bro. Yay, bro. Remember that I love you. I never intentionally hurt you. That's what I've been saying to you. So that was Thursday night. Thursday night going to Friday morning. Now, as y'all know, Friday, that's when a lot of artists still, bring out a lot of music. So, on Thursday to Friday night, there was a lot of big releases. 2 big releases. Well, the big release in terms of like pop radio was Ariana's new single that came out, which was Imagine. She teased this for like the last 2 weeks and basically saying that she was going to drop this single, and she's been dropping it and teasing it on her social media now for the last few days. So, mind you, along with Kanye West and ranting, we also had another situation over Hot 97 with Erbo and Kodak Black in the interview that occurred with them. Now, the only thing I know about that is with Kodak Black, sexual rape charges, and that was brought upon, and then that was a very awkward conversation, and Kodak walked out. Next thing you find out, Trick Daddy is up on Twitter and Instagram, pretty much calling on Erbo, saying, don't fuck with Kodak Black. You don't want that smoke. So, basically, on around Thursday, Friday night, Ariana went in again and had, tweeted out, talking about, just situation in general, what's going on with the culture. She was like, with all due respect, actually, that is what she said to Kanye, actually, on Saturday. What basically happened over on Thursday going to Friday night, she said out, guys, I know there are grown men arguing right now, but Miley and I are dropping our beautiful new songs tonight, and if y'all could please just behave for just like a few hours so the girls can shine, that'd be so sick. Thank you.
Can y'all chill so we can make some money?
So, in other words, girls, can y'all cut it out for a minute?
Now, for those who follow Ariana on social media and those who are Arianators, which personally I love y'all, but half of y'all are very too stuck in with this girl. People are human. But those who do follow Ariana, or even on Twitter, like she loves Twitter, she interacts with all of her Twitter followers. She is probably one of the more like funny, very sarcastic people, which I love. She has a very dry humor. And this, I would just took it as a joke. Then going to Friday morning, Kanye goes ahead and says, I know Ariana said it to be cool and didn't mean no harm, but I don't even like even the slightest a commentary from someone I know loves or respects me. Now, which is true, Kanye have not said nothing but good things about Ariana, and Ariana is a very big fan of Kanye. So when this occurred, basically he was talking about some more stuff about the whole Drake situation. He said Drake verbally attacked Cudi when he was in the hospital and went at me after TMZ because I decided to release albums in June. I snowballed and I refused to speak with me, but text my mother-in-law and sneak disses on people records that I consider family. And then, he's still talking about everything in regards to himself. He says he was 6 months off his meds. I could feel me again. I remember when Dark Fantasy came, I used to tweet the storm out also. I cannot be on meds and make Watch the Throne level or Dark Fantasy level music. I love that we are stigmatizing mental health. Gucci Mane and Quavo have a song Bipolar. This is so good for culture. Now, basically after that, Ariana was, tweeting a little bit about this in regards to what was going on. Now, this kind of goes now into what I was referring to, into what she was tweeting on Saturday. Now, basically, she was replying to what Kanye said about just the whole situation. She tweeted saying, all this feeling is just weighing on my mental health. Ariana, I got love for you, but until you're ready to make sure everyone's okay, don't use me or this movement or this moment to promote a song. She respectfully replied back saying, with all due respect, I do not need to use anyone to promote anything, period. I was making a comment about what men are doing at the time versus women. It was a joke, which I understand now was probably insensitive. I apologize if I was in any way triggering, and I hope you feel well today. And it is that.
Hope you took your meds today.
So, it was, and a lot of people was like, okay, fine. And then some people was just kind of like, well, why are you saying this? Why are you saying that? And, you know, exploring his mental illness. So, one person in particular, I'm trying to find the tweet, basically had like replied to Ariana talking about the situation. And I would have to find the tweet, but she says so long on the lines about, like, why would I talk about someone else's mental illness? Like, why would I, like... She was kind of in the sense of saying, like, why would I kind of make a negative situation more negative? Why would I, you know, talk about someone's mental health? Why would I kind of, like, not look out for him? Like, in the sense of saying, like, I do care for, you know, him, and I want to make sure he is fine. So... that was that going on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and then a little bit after that, you had Pete Davidson, you know, actually got to Kanye. He was saying, like, he applauded Kanye for saying, you know, all the things about mental health and bringing it to the attention, and kind of like, and this was like after the whole Ariana tweet, he kind of was almost like dissing Ariana, because he felt that pretty much Ariana was, you know, criminalizing and weaponizing Kanye. And then she went ahead and tweeted saying, by the way, stop weaponizing mental health. Everybody have a good day. And kind of said, I hate the internet so much. And kind of went off and was done with that. Nicki Minaj stepped into saying, you know, about Pete and Kanye, saying, you know, these men, you know, you guys need to stop, you know, talking about these men and they stigmatizing their, you know, stigmatizing and weaponizing their mental health. Was talking about Mac Miller, you know, saying, you know, you guys were just saying, with Mac Miller being fake, and, you know, crowding them all around, and that's what happened to him. A lot of people thought she was dissing Ariana, which... those two are like sisters. Like, literally, it's like if Ariana and Nicki was like the same race, they would probably be sisters. That's how much Nicki looks at her and Ariana looks at her. They're like this to the hip. So when she said that, I was very surprised, but I was like, no, Nicki's not like that. Nicki's very loyal to who she says she's loyal to. So I do believe she was just talking about people in general, like Twitter and the community kind of saying, like, oh, well, Kanye being stupid, Pete being stupid. But long story short, it ended up being where Pete kind of went off on Instagram saying, like, I'm tired of the internet, you know, talking about all these situations between me. I'm just trying to spread light and positivity. That was a very alarming post. So a lot of people thought, you know, he was, you know, either depressive or being suicidal. Ariana actually ran to Pete's place to make sure that he was fine. And there's reports saying that, you know, he didn't even want to see her. So it's like things like that where it's like, yeah, they care. And it's like when people are trying to make an attempt. He was fine. He actually ended up, because he missed SNL, he actually ended up coming back to SNL that same night. So he came back to do the weekly update. So basically, I hope that Ariana is, you know, okay. I do hope Pete is okay. I hope Kanye is okay. Just, people understand mental health is something that is a continuous battle. Regardless who you are, regardless of where you stand in life, regardless how you feel on the inside. Understand people are there for you. And one thing that has showed us within this last couple of days, life is too short.
Amen.
And do understand that people are there for you, and find those resources. Find those people who are willing to help you. Because at the end of the day, y'all, tomorrow's not promised, and people need to understand that your own being is important. Your own foundation is important. So I really do hope all these people get the help they deserve and the encouragement that they need, and just be well overall. Definitely lean on to each other, y'all, in this time, in this world. It's crazy. So that's the mess with Kanye in regards to him, in regards to his whole, you know, Twitter debacle with all the celebrities. Next thing going up is kind of continuation of Miss Queen, Miss Nicki. So as we know, Mr. Kenneth Perry, what? I can't remember.
Mr. Dick.
Yes. So he has been basically a very hot item with Nicki. TMZ is actually reporting that they are already discussing marriage and babies after a couple of months of dating.
Couple of months of dick.
Pre-babies or post-babies. Anyway,
So they haven't been shy on social media. I know they be showing their own thing over on Instagram. They were vacationing together over her 36th birthday. She was, sharing pictures and photos. So that's interesting that they're saying they're already like talking about this stuff, like kids and marriage and this, that, and the third. It was funny because like I was looking back at the whole podcast last week and was talking about Redman and as well as Zoe and then Nikki, and I was talking to my mom about the situation about it the other day, and it's funny, she brought up something about Nikki that didn't make sense to me about this whole situation with her and Zoe, and I was like, okay, I had to kind of think about it. If you look at Nicki Minaj, she's 36. The other women that are right now in her stature or in her lane is Beyonce. If you want to put Cardi for right now of her fame aspect, you could put her there too. Just kind of like Cardi's like my age, 25, 26. What I'm saying is like in the sense of like career, like visibility,
babies.
I know. So the leading women, if you see the leading women in the music right now, they typically have a family. They typically have children, a husband, and something like that. If you look at Nicki, she doesn't have that. So, and she also is getting older. She, at this time, might want kids. So, the fact that, she's hooking up with Zozo or Zuzu or, Mr. Perry.
What's his name other than Mr. Dick?
Mr. Zozo. That what Jessica will be calling it, a Zozo. So I'm gonna say Mr. Zozo.
That's what they calling it nowadays.
A Zozo. But so my thing about it is maybe this is her saying, this is someone who's right for me. Apparently they had history already, so maybe she feels comfortable with this man. Feel like, okay, you back out in the streets, people know you. Apparently 50 Cent co-signed on him.
If you like it, I love it.
Okay, I mean that's all we can say about that.
But I still stand by what I say. If it take a turn for the worse,
oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to see that, but I mean, all the signs are there.
Yeah.
This dude went to jail for rape, murder,
rape and manslaughter.
Yeah, manslaughter. Like,
the other thing I also did want to mention too about that.
Yes, come up, Cole.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What'd you say?
Did we find out the details on the manslaughter case?
No, I know the manslaughter case was very recent. I think when we were looking at the daytime tea, and then also on the reports, they said that the charges just came up like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know all the details.
I mean, but all the flags are there. So if it takes a turn for the worse, God forbid it does, but
it doesn't.
It's kind of hard to be, it's almost like she bringing it on herself. I understand you older, you want kids, but is this the right way to go about it? Like, I mean, but hey, you like it, like I say, you like it, I love it.
So, am I too skeptical in these times to think that maybe this is all just a ploy for publicity too? Just put out anything.
Well, see, the thing about that is that's a fine line, because everything is publicity, but now we're getting to the point to where real life is even publicity now. Cardi B and Offset, I believe they're going through a real breakup, but because their relationship is so public, it's all publicity for them.
Yeah, I thought that
the Truman Show is getting realer and realer every day, y'all.
Yeah, I thought that was sensationalistic as well until I saw her live. I was just like, okay.
What she was talking about,
right?
dick.
When she was talking about the dick.
Love.
Did you see that?
Yes. I feel like I feel like I'm losing my deep throating skills. I haven't sucked a dick in a long time. I was like, yes.
She is so.
Love her.
She transparent as fuck.
Bitch, all right, just put it out there. Like,
I mean, that bitch was looking into.
That's a full mood, though.
That bitch was looking into the stars, like,
and shit, like, oh my God,
I miss it.
She just sipping this shit, like,
right.
I'm like, come on.
That's how they gonna get back together. Oh, she doing the typical female shit, nigga. You was fucking up. Let me show you what it's like without me. You know what I'm saying? This, that, the other.
Thinking you
and
can
then they gonna get back together.
Thinking you can live without me.
That was like the realest moment I have ever seen.
That was too real. I loved it. I was like, I'm through.
Sorry,
I finally understood the hype in that moment. I'm like, all right, I can rock with you.
That gaze off into the stars.
Okay.
Let me see it.
You saw the constellation of dick. I'm like,
slurp. So yeah. So hey, definitely, if Nikki, this is the man you want to be with, hey, that's up to you. So do the best for your mama. Next up on other news and in another turning event, Mr. Tory Lanez.
Oh boy.
So Tory Lanez has been very hot in all the wrong ways lately on a lot of rap beats, a lot of comments, a lot of commentary. First thing, has been going on with the whole Jordan Lucas situation. I know he was on Everyday Struggle, I think, a week or so or something like that. He was on there.
Tory Lanez?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually like, what's today?
Today would be the 16th.
It was like
19th, so Wednesday?
It was like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that.
Oh, like last week or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So he had them there last week. Basically, he is now getting into some heat with Detroit rapper Royce the 5'9".
Getting it more than just heat.
Remember we talked about smoke just a moment ago. This is the full cloud at this time. What's going on? So basically, this happened actually earlier yesterday in regards to some Twitter drama. So this started back off early in the morning on Tuesday morning in regards to a tweet that Tory Lanez has said. And basically, now I'm just kind of going off from what the first one said, but basically there were some tweets that were deleted.
Well, what started it was a fan asked Royce the 5'9" whether he thought Tory Lanez smoked Jordan Lucas in that battle, and he just simply replied no. And
was that the tweet he deleted?
No.
Okay.
From there, Tory Lanez came and said, "That's what's wrong with you rapidy rap niggas.
Rapidy ass niggas always have the wrong conception of a W." Yeah, okay, this is the tweet that he said that. That's why you rapidy ass niggas always have the wrong conception of a W. That's what he said, and that what he deleted. Show why y'all careers look how they look now.
And then I think Royce came back and said, "I'm gonna give you a pass because you knew." Yeah.
That's what he said, and basically he kept going on.
Yeah, he just kept getting. It kept getting worse and worse. Like, nigga, shut up.
I was looking at this like, wait a minute, why are y'all? This is the thing. Why are y'all Twitter beefing and even talking at damn near 1 o'clock in the damn morning, or
think about it,
11 o'clock, somewhere else, or in daytime?
They're artists, so they don't have regular jobs.
They don't.
Royce don't have a job. No. He's well off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure they up working on music or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's neither here nor there. The funny thing was, I was reading some of the comments, and pretty much everybody was saying the same thing. Like, he let that Jordan Lucas win go to his head. He barking up the wrong tree. This one dude said, "I never seen a rocket launcher in real life until Royce the 5'9".
That's what I said. Like,
it was back in the day. It was Royce got into a beef with Benzino. Benzino from the Source magazine or whatever. He got into a beef with him. And this was like early social media, you know what I'm saying, like real early. And Benzino flashed a gun in his video, and so Royce made another video like, "Nigga, I know you're not flashing guns. Like, nigga, this nigga, he pulled out he pulled out. He was pulling out army guns, and he was like, "Nigga, you ain't got one of these." And he had it. That nigga said, "Blow your whole house up, blow your whole car up, blow your whole mom's house up."
No.
But this is the nigga that Tory Lanez And of course, he's from here. He's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit. You
so
don't
this
want
is
to talk
the nigga
about
that Tory Lanez is deciding to talk crazy to.
Yes.
He told this man to suck his dick.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all new niggas, y'all gotta understand something. When y'all playing amongst yourselves, that's fine for y'all to do amongst yourselves, because I understand. I understand how they use it. They use it at like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga, suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like they use it like that.
Exactly.
Like,
and for him,
the
being
older generation,
they don't take that.
Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. You can't say that to another man. That's like the ultimate form of disrespect.
Aside from spitting on us.
Yeah, it's suck my dick and then spit. I don't know. It might go back and forth. spit on somebody and then suck my dick.
Nuclear red button.
But literally, like, I mean, and it so far went past what it could have been, because it could have been another back and forth rap battle. But and then he went as far as to say, nigga, what you gonna do, beat my ass, and emojis and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. Royce was like, alright, like, remember you said that.
Right. I think he forgot that Canada's right next door.
You're right.
Exactly.
Across
We're not that far out.
My nigga, you are literally 15 minutes away, depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So like,
they let us over there fine. We might not be able to get
right.
back.
Getting back is the problem, but
we can get there fine.
I heard y'all accepted refugees, so you know, we might come and make a new home. But nah, for seriously, man, you really beefing up the wrong. You
do. You are like, that's something I was like, what? Out of all people, you picked this man from this sit. Okay, so we've already seen flowers being brought to other people. I don't want that to happen, Tory, but we'll see what happens with that. Joe Budden apparently got into it a little bit too. He had put a tweet saying, thank God this isn't a few years ago.
That's the thing, right. Because Royce had tweeted he 5 years today he has been sober.
Yes.
And Joe tweeted, was like, thank God this wasn't a few years
okay, because if he was on the sauce, this would have been done. No cap, this would have been done.
There wouldn't have been no video.
There wouldn't have been no back and forth.
No. You saw him walking off camera, and that would
okay. What the
Royce was, if you know anything about Royce has definitely been about the smoke.
Man,
Royce
got that Napoleon complex.
He about it.
Royce has been about the smoke with M and D12. And M is his boy. You know what I'm saying? So like, come on, like,
you don't want to mess with them lines, man. I'm telling you.
Y'all gonna learn about messing with Detroit niggas.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Alright, so what's next?
Next up we got going on is A Little Trouble in Paradise with The Real castmates. Now, basically with The Real, this has been
De Niro.
Hey. So with The Real, you know, the last couple of years they've been really doing strides, you know, in daytime television. You know, I definitely appreciate, you know, this way how The Real is going, you know, having a show with all women of color. We definitely need that representation. And when them winning the daytime Emmy earlier this year is a very good milestone for them. So basically, there have been reports that the cast has been going on over contract negotiations, which is, you know, of course, a higher money pay rates. So right now, Tamara actually is the highest paying cast co-host right now on The Real. Yes, she is the highest paying one.
You're thinking of The View.
That's The View, boo.
Oh wait, where are we at?
The Real. That's the one on Fox. That's Lonnie, Adrian, Jenny Mae. Yeah.
Let me go back to the vodka. Sorry.
Let me get back to this drink, y'all. Getting this drink. So, okay. So yeah, she actually makes the most out of the group. Second to that is Lonnie. Now, some little backstory, and I know this has been confirmed, so I guess how they do the contracts, of course, is like, it's basically a who you know situation. Tiara Mowry, out of all the women, has the most extensive resume. I mean, the girl, her and Tia, they've been working since they were the girls.
I was getting ready to ask that question. Who's most relevant? Whose resume is what, you know what I'm saying, and just off of what I know of the cast, honestly, I really don't know much about Lonnie. I think I may have seen her do comedy somewhere or something, but other than that, this is the only place I know her from. Adrian Byline, she was in the group
3LW, and then she was also on Cheetah Girls.
Right.
And then she dated Rob Kardashian.
She was in a movie or two, and then that's it. Tierra, on the other hand, I know more of her, so that's what I was gonna like. I think she would deserve more.
Yeah, she's way more established. So.
She's more established. The industry and community knows her more. Now, the reason why Lonnie is
Jeannie Mai, she was on.
She did like a lot of fashion and hair. Yeah, she did like a lot of hairstylists for the celebrities and fashion. So she was kind of more like, more of the back end on the industry.
Okay. Yeah.
So reason why Lonnie is second to that pay rate is actually on the Breakfast Club interview. When she started off the reel, it was actually through a production deal contract that she had with the actual like production team. So she actually wanted to do her own show, but there was like, we wanted to do a show about women of color, and that's how she got onto it. She was already, whatever she did, she was gonna get paid regardless what she was gonna do. So that's why she's second. Now Jenny and Adrian feel at this point in their time in the reel, they want a higher pay raise. And in regards to that, since they won the Emmy, this was Daily Mail, basically said a source was saying that they feel they aren't as compensated the same as their co-hosts, and they were even talk about staging a walkout. Now, what they were basing this on was, as you guys know, Tierra Mari's, sister, her family-in-law. This is one of the daughters. Yeah, one of the cousins actually. Over and her husband's family died due to the shooting over in California. Well, when she was gone that entire week, they actually saw ratings increase when she was gone during that week.
Wait, who was gone?
There's fuel, all right.
When Tierra,
left.
When Tamara was gone.
Tamara, okay, sorry.
I kept wanting to say Tierra.
Tierra?
All right.
That's better.
Tamara, yeah. But no, so yeah, when she was gone throughout that whole week, I think she was gone for like a good full week or a week or two. Yeah. All the guest hosts, and basically when they were out, that ratings actually went up for the first time. I think they said in like 8 months.
Well, I mean, who were the guest hosts?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. Now, if they bring it in star after star after star for the guests, then
what the hell was the competition?
Of course,
the ratings gonna go
exactly.
And now, if they was just holding it down, just the three of them. You know what I'm saying, while she was gone and the ratings went up. Now, I would say, okay, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, but
I need way more metrics on that.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm sure it's not a sexist thing because they're all females.
It's definitely not a sexist thing.
Yeah, so you can't say...
Ooh, okay, I'll take this hit. Do women get along that well though? That's what I'm getting around to. Like it seems like some female drama. But what female drama in business never goes well. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
This is why I'm like.
So basically, the others.
What'd you say?
I'm not going.
No, God.
I'll hear it on the playback.
I keep that one to myself.
So
I'm not that brave at the moment.
Other sources are also saying that the cast feel divided. Belon and May feel like that is between the have and have-nots. Between the four women. Now, other things going on with the cast has also been Tamara's views in regards to her Republican views. Basically, she has been really publicly talking about her views and been avoiding her support of Trump about his election on air. So that has also been going on because they feel...
Honestly, I can't be mad.
Okay.
She's smart.
I would have to hear context.
Okay.
She's smart. I know there are some black people because there are rich black people, and he speaks to people with money. So I know there are some black people who support him.
There's also another lane in that struggle, but like I said, I would need some context to know what she's actually fully talking about with that.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you're like a very devout, strict progressive, there's a reason why that faction was into Trump getting elected to actually air out all the bullshit that was going on behind the scenes, because it was just going to like hit the complete fan when he got into office, which here we are. So
it did hit the fan. Yes, a few times. Because
under a Democrat, we would have been like just been fed little breadcrumbs. We would not known everything that was actually happening. But in this situation where people don't know how to like cover their shit, it was all revealed. So
having everything revealed, yeah. So my thing about this is, and I look at it definitely on both ends. I do look at it as, you know, Jenny and Adrian, they feel at this point they have more to say now. They feel they should get more money, and I agree. I mean, I see little segments. It seems like they're trying to get a more different personality, which is understandable. You guys want an Emmy. You feel that now everybody has to bring equal contribution. At the same time,
I get it, but like all right, I get. Yeah, they deserve
what are they
more.
Asking for, though?
That's what I'm saying. They deserve more.
At the same time,
are they trying to get equal pay?
That's the question.
And that's the thing.
Are you trying to get equal pay,
or are you just trying to get a raise?
Exactly.
Because I would say, they deserve a raise.
But do you deserve equal pay?
No, and I agree. Definitely a raise. At the same time, you got to understand, too, this is kind of like how talk shows do their structure. They're going to do it with the most popular, well-known person is always going to get paid more.
Just a disclaimer, we're talking about equal pay amongst them, the 4 women, not with men or anything else. You know, in this day and age, we got to make sure you get clarity.
Yes, come through caveats. Come through.
All right. Caveats.
$4 word. I give you $4. All right.
So that's the thing. Especially, I do agree. Like I said, they need to definitely get a raise. At the same time, it's like I think it definitely needs to be clear out like what they want. And also, like I said, most talk shows do this structure where, like I said, the most visible stars get paid the most. So coming into that, maybe that wasn't really explained. And then also for them not doing, this is the first time they're all doing a talk show, they're still being exposed and, you know, getting this experience. So it's a learning movement for all of them. So definitely, hopefully they get that raise. And you know,
and then there's that, are they getting the revenue to garner a raise as well? Because there's a lot.
I mean, they win an Emmy. They win an Emmy.
No, just because you win an Emmy does not mean you getting the revenue. Like, you need those ad dollars and all that kind of stuff involved as well. Who's sponsoring you?
I mean,
so
they have been going
money there for y'all to get a raise.
They have been going strong for what, about 7 years now?
Yeah, they've been out now. Like almost 6, 7. Yeah, almost 6. I want to say 6, 7.
I mean, there was the apocalypse.
Because I started watching them when I was in DC.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were going strong for a minute. So I'm pretty sure they got some type of ad dollars coming in.
Things have changed in these recent markets where advertising dollars have like become scarce.
Yeah.
Which is why things have changed so much even on YouTube as we're here now.
Yeah.
People.
About to get on the trend too. AT&T about to get on the trend too. Everybody get on the trend for ad dollars, y'all. It's a new wave of advertising. I've seen this coming years back.
And hit that bell.
Ring a bell. The notification bell, which, by the way, this is a good slide in to say, please hit your notification bells when we do post on YouTube. We'll be posting a lot more content along with the next year, so definitely check out our YouTube content. Definitely click that notification bell so you guys can get the notifications, because YouTube do be on games, so definitely click that notification bell. Again, that is BeatsAndBull is the YouTube page, and definitely check out our other social media on handle. So yeah.
Oh, and we now have a Facebook page. I know how you feel about Facebook.
You running that.
I already knew that would be the case. So yes, we do have a Facebook page now that is BeatsAndBull. So y'all can follow that as well.
Yes, check out all the handles.
We're not flashing ass or anything else, so we're safe.
Right.
Safe words.
We're not
say safe words.
But if we need an OnlyFans account, let us know.
Wow. Whoa. Hello.
Keep it at
200%. So next thing we got going on with the tea is with the latest love portion story of Offset and Cardi in regards to their breakup. Now, this in regards to the annual Rolling Loud Festival that occurred over in LA last Saturday. Very big momentum moment. Cardi B was actually the first woman to headline the show, so that was definitely a big move for Rolling Loud to get her on there.
Did she come through dripping?
That was Also interrupted by Offset.
He came through dripping.
So
he came through dripping. Did you see that outfit?
Right.
Why do they always dress like the Three Amigos? Like
that's their seed. You gotta keep a brand, baby. You gotta keep it.
They dress like they about to what you call the dudes that
they gonna macarena you into the corner
with the bull and the
matador.
Matadors. They dress like matadors.
Okay.
That's crazy, but go ahead.
All right, so definitely that was a very shocking moment for both Cardi along with Offset in regards to what was going on. So this man came out.
She reacted.
Right. So basically, a fan had filmed this, and other fans basically came out with 3 boxes.
Anyway,
all the dick. Hey, she said she missed it. So he had some stagehands come out with 3 boxes saying "Take Me Back, Cardi," written flowers. And then he goes, white roses, by the way, he was holding and giving them out to Cardi and said, "I just want to tell you, I'm sorry, bruh."
Let me pause.
Bruh.
But if you was a real Mac, you would have got some roses. I'm just saying.
Bruh.
First, in the front of the world, I love you. Whatever I gotta do to show you, bruh. I don't give a fuck about nobody.
Bruh.
I love you, bruh.
Bruh. Broham. That's funny.
Who are you talking to? This is not one of your niggas over at the trap. This is not your cousins.
That's how they talk to each other.
And I get that, Steve, especially in the South, especially. Like, I get that, Steve. I get that. I do. My thing is like if you like what you just said, Cole. If you was being really empathetic and really apologetic, you would at least, in your own way, make this sound like he wasn't just talking to her like any other girl or any other dude.
Right. And
just saying, "Listen, babe, listen." You don't even have to say, "Babe, listen, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I did all this."
I'm sorry, my nigga.
Honestly.
In this case, he was thinking my queen.
Said, that would have been worse, man.
Maybe.
I would have died. I would have died laughing, and then I would have cussed him out after it. No. So this occurred. She was very in shock. She was a little bit irritated, definitely in her face.
Low key, she love that shit, but she on her strong black woman shit right now. She gotta keep a poker.
Dominican woman.
Yeah. Oh, and that make Dominican. That make it even worse.
Come through. Come on out. Yes.
But yeah.
Love me a Dominican.
She just showing. She's standing strong for the women right now. That's all that is. Cause he had her out here looking crazy. He out here cheating and all on the blogs, on TMZ, not giving a fuck. And she like, all right, nigga, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like she, all right. You know what I'm saying? And she was sticking with him. And so she finally got tired and was like, all right, let me show you what it's like when I leave.
There comes an extent. I think I mentioned this the last podcast, like the lifestyle that they came up in. I can see them being okay with having extracurricular.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Bringing that shit home, but when you just get messy with it, you can only deal with that shit so much.
Okay,
like nigga, you organizing menages like on Instagram, like nigga, what the fuck
like
you doing?
Calling up Uber rides and shit.
Hey, you trying to get in this threesome or no?
Flying bitches in and shit.
Okay,
come on, nah.
Got the key.
Ain't you paying that much for it?
Okay,
you should not have to pay for sex like that. I'm sorry.
Well, at that point in time, now they paying for what he thought was confidentiality.
In this day and age, nigga.
you see young Offset has a lot to learn.
He definitely does.
Oh man.
So we hope for Cardi. I mean, honestly, at this point, if y'all just playing this little steez, this is funny. Like you said, it's kind of playing this breakup in real life. So if they get back together, they get back together. What I don't appreciate is all the outside voices. Which I mean is, listen, along with the public, you got everyone else in the industry talking about it. You had Lil Duval talking about, you should take him back. Life is too short to, be worried about a nigga cheating. 50 was saying, cut this out. Cut, this man love you. Stop it. And just, this is between them. At the end of the day, the relationship and everything is public, which is true. Let them deal with this themselves. Y'all need to leave y'all voices out.
You don't get that say.
But you know what? That's
the
thing.
To public opinion.
That's a
if
lesson.
You don't want this shit to be responsible.
I mean, it's a learning lesson for both of them. At the end of the day,
I'm saying that's a lesson I had to learn. Like, if you don't want everybody speaking on being in your business,
don't say anything. Don't post it out.
Don't put it out there. Their relationship is very public, so they would look like a fool to say, "Oh, don't say this, that." Now, I do like what Cardi said, as far as I don't give a fuck what we going through. That's my baby's father.
Boom.
Right. You know, so I don't want y'all bashing him, talking shit, this, that, and the other. She was talking about, I forget who it was, but somebody had just said that they wanted to kill themselves, somebody famous or connected to somebody famous or whatever. I forget what it was, who it was. But they felt like they would be better off dead because of the backlash and shit that they were getting from a breakup that
it might have been Pete.
From Ariana, not Ariana Grande.
It would probably be Pete.
She was with Mac Miller, right?
No, but she was also with Pete Davidson. That was the same day. Rolling Loud was the same day with all that shit went on, so she was probably talking about Pete.
Okay. So if somebody was giving the dude a lot of backlash and shit about the breakup and shit.
It is more likely is Pete's. No, Pete has gotten a lot of backlash about the breakup with Ariana, and this is my thing about this as well, y'all. I don't care what no one says. A breakup at the end of the day goes same way, those same two people. Y'all should not be giving backlash to both of these people. Both people who dog on Ariana and people who dog on Pete. They are humans. They have to do what they have to do in a relationship. When your relationship is public, these are the consequences you deal with. You either have to live with a tough skin or don't even look at it. And it's hard to be in a public eye and not look at it. That's why certain people just don't either deal with social media or leave it alone. Pete, honestly, wipe out all your social accounts like you did before and just not be on that. Live your life, live your truth off the radar for a couple months, and when you are at a better state, then go back on social media. But for right now, dude, it's just not for you.
Yeah. Well,
at the end of the day. So
social media is a drug.
It is. Like, honestly, people need to understand, like, it's okay to get off of social media. Honestly, these things that you see out here today is not real. Don't attain to that. Live in your truth and live in your own self. Don't have outside voices just keep you in. Listen to your heart and listen to your spirit. So hopefully they are okay. Last thing in the tea was actually yesterday over at Everyday Struggle. Now, Everyday Struggle has been a great show going on with Complex. I didn't know they actually had a couple of podcasts. They have a weekly podcast too, talking about the week's events and stuff like that.
You know what? I've heard them talking about it. I forgot to look. Where is it? Like what?
It's on all podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Not advertising the competition.
I mean, we appreciate Everyday Struggle. I mean, hey, we wouldn't mind. Hey, I wouldn't mind being an Everyday Struggle. Hey, so I mean, definitely, in regards to that, it's great for the culture. Definitely, Complex, has been great for hip hop and pop culture, and definitely Everyday Struggle has been a great outlet for that, giving you the daily of that information. They had their first award show last night, actually, in regards to just a couple awards and nominations they had. So I got a chance to check it yesterday, so thank you, Eric, for that link. It was actually pretty good. I was actually interested to see all the different nominees, being from someone who isn't too in the ears in today's hip-hop culture, and just kind of knowing this and that. It was interesting kind of seeing who a lot of people are seeing either done well this year or who's coming up next year in regards to that. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. But we just kind of want to talk about who was the nominees and also some of the winners. You might want to help me out with this because I think I know most of them, but if I get one wrong, don't be wrong to correct me.
I took notes on all of the categories and winners and stuff.
Yeah, they got it on their website on Complex, so I got the list too.
Okay.
And I remember most of the winners.
I wish I would have known that because I physically went through, watched it again, and fuck them.
The only thing about it didn't bold it on this article, so like that's why. So rookie of the year, they give this to the basically the person who had the best year. It was interesting how they did this one. They kind of took it in a lot of aspects. They kind of took impact. They took popularity. They took the biggest thing was consistency. And visibility, I think, was kind of like their two things where were they bringing out projects a lot? Did you see them a lot out in not only social media but in the public? So
the nominees
were 69. Yeah, it was 6ix9ine, Tekashi, Gunna, Juice WRLD, Lil Baby, and Trippie Redd. Now I believe Lil Baby was the one who took Rookie of the Year for that one.
Why wouldn't Cardi be in this though?
Because she's
not really a rookie at this time.
Yeah,
I mean, she had an album before this, but
no, she had a mixtape.
Actually, it was Cardi and somebody else. I forget who, but it was a little controversy on because they weren't nominated for best new artist.
Oh, Post Malone.
For Post Malone.
Yeah, that's with the Grammys.
Right, for the Grammys.
Well,
so apparently, Everyday Struggle followed the same format. And I was actually surprised that Lil Baby won this over Tekashi 6ix9ine.
So when I saw that portion, they kind of felt with Tekashi, it was kind of a couple of things. Yeah, he brought out singles. Yes, he brought out projects. But I think just with all the negative connotation that's been going on with 6ix9ine, that probably they took that as a factor.
Now you're gonna use that against him. Now, but see, that's contradictory. That's contradictory bullshit, because the whole time he been doing this shit, y'all been championing him.
Right.
Y'all been putting him out there. Y'all been promoting him. Y'all been putting all the fuckery he been doing.
This is how you get ahead in this
now that what everybody has told him was going to happen, either dead or in jail, now that that's happened, don't change your story now. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but don't change your story now. Give that man all his glory. Mm-hmm. While he was out doing it, and just like now everybody's saying, myself included, social media is a little boring now without him and his bullshit. But give that man all his just due. Yeah, it landed him in jail and this, that, and the other, but he also, while he was doing it, sold a bunch of records, sold a bunch of streams or whatever, however it is, or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, while he was out, y'all was loving it. Don't penalize him for it now.
Not a fan, but he played the game better than
I understand.
In this list.
So my thing about it as well is I do get that aspect of it, and I think for Tekashi it's just been a very interesting year. Now, mind you, when Dummy Boy came out, it still won. It was heavily banned. Like, again, it is one of the worst albums that have came out, just not only in just all aspects, but literally all aspects. So I think they took that as into that consideration too about Dummy Boy, and how even though it got sales critically and everyone else, it was a trash album. I don't know Lil Baby like that. I know Wayno was saying he has a documentary out and he did a lot of other stuff.
He's kind of co-signed by Drake.
Now remind me,
Wham, bitch, I'm a baby. That song.
Now remind me, both Lil Baby and Gunna is under QC, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Now here's the thing, when I saw Gunna on the playlist on the nominee list.
That's relationship. I'm sorry.
Wow. Lord.
Oh shit.
Wow. So when I saw that, I was like, I saw Juice WRLD, I saw Trippie, I saw Gunna too, and I was like, okay, I see Gunna, because even though I don't know much of him, I've heard a couple of songs on him, and then he's on the one track with Mariah Carey, the Stay Love Long You track, on Caution, which I was like, okay, you knew when you on a song with Mariah. I always look at new artists like that. If you are already pairing up with well-established artists, you are in a good path. So I looked at it, I was like, okay, cool. I mean, Juice WRLD, of course, with Lucid Dreams, honestly, that's probably one of the, that's still a big song.
Over a year ago.
But that's still a big song. I mean, and even Academic said it. If we were just going by popularity, he would just chose Juice WRLD just for the fact of Lucid Dreams.
Right.
And I agree. Literally, you just say right then there, okay, you won. But I understood why they took it as consistency and visibility. Even though Juice WRLD came out and had visibility, they thought he's not consistent. Whereas Lil Baby, they thought, he was that. The co-sign from Drake might have also played a factor too. So I didn't even know he was got co-signed by Drake. So next thing up was Best Freestyle of the Year. Now, I know, so I think Royce the 5'9" won that one, but can you go over the nominees again? Because I can't remember all the songs that was on that one.
Well, there was freestyle.
There was freestyles. Yeah, there were certain beats I know that they went over.
It was Meek Mill's, Royce the 5'9", Tory Lanez, YBN, Cordae, and Young M.A.
Okay. Yeah, I know Royce the 5'9" took that one.
Yeah, and that was a freestyle he did up at Hot 97 with Flex.
Okay.
It's funny. He was like, he really wasn't promoting nothing at the time or whatever. He just popped up there, and he was like, "This your fault, Flex. You called me up here. I was chilling, so I'm here now." So,
Oh my god.
he rapped. He did what Royce does, and I think he should have won it. Tory Lanez shit was dope. Meek Mill shit was fire. YBN Cordae, I didn't really hear his.
I never heard them freestyle before.
Young M.A.
I've heard her freestyle.
Yeah, she dope. You know what I'm saying? But come on, it's Royce. So I mean, yeah, I think they got that one right. And I was actually surprised to find out that Ack be trolling. Ack actually likes lyrical rap. Because he actually has some introspective, some things to say about it. So he let on that he do listen to, and he even said it, but he do listen to it more than he let on.
Yeah.
I don't think he.
Yeah, no, I think. He's funny. It's funny. I know. I've always heard of DJ Academics. Of course, now kind of seeing him as the face and knowing him as the DJ, it's funny. He's key. He's key. The next award went to Streets Unlocked. So this one went to just the street rappers that was hard hitting this year, had great projects, had their ears into the hustle. So nominees for those was G Herbo, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Moneybagg Yo, and Detroit's own T Grizzly. That was given to Moneybagg Yo as the winner of Streets Unlocked. Now I'll be straight up, I'm not a big, I don't listen to a lot of street rappers. I know T Grizzly. That's probably the only one that I listen to time to time.
G Herbo, he's dope. He's from Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, no, they said he was from Chi-Town. I think they was talking about from him.
Yeah. He actually had the freestyle of the year last year.
Okay.
What beat was it over? I forget what beat it was over, but it was an old 3-6 beat, I think. 3-6 Mafia beat. But he's dope. Lil Baby, like I said, he got the co-sign from Drake. Honestly, Lil Durk and Moneybagg Yo, I really don't know much about. And of course T Grizzly from here or whatever. I like T Grizzly. He takes that classic Detroit sound and he polishes it. Yeah. And he disguises it well. So I see why he can get pushed to the forefront with that style. Yep. So shout out to him on that too. But yeah, Moneybagg Yo won. So like I say, I guess he got the streets on lock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's cool. So next one was Sleeper of the Year. Now this was basically albums that bless you. These were albums. If that was another sneeze, bless you. This was Sleeper of the Year, so this is basically albums that came out within the cross of the year, but they thought, it just, they was slept on or out of other popular releases. This is probably one that,
kind of got lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. So, the nominees for these were Gunna, Drip Season 3, Mac Miller Swimming, No Name, Royce No Name Room 25. Sorry, Royce the 5'9", Book of Ryan, and it's Saba Care for Me. I think Saba got that one.
No, that was actually Mac Miller.
Oh, that was Swimming. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Now this is a very
Wayno he said that was his pick.
Okay, that's what I thought. I know Wayno said that was Saba. Now Swimming is a very interesting one. I still haven't heard Swimming. Being a big Mac Miller fan, I still haven't listened to it. I mean, I'm still, since kind of, going through the loss, but definitely, Mac was a great rapper and, great visionary.
I'm glad No Name's getting some recognition.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for that too. Yeah, No Name is very dope. She's also from Chicago. Very, very great female rapper, especially. So I'm glad she got that notification as well. Swimming is very interesting because I know a lot of people, there's a lot of pullback and a lot of back and forth. A lot of people feel that the posthumous nomination is not needed. A lot of people have said that Swimming is actually a sleeper album. A lot of people say it's very positive, very introspective.
It also got, I think he released the same time Travis did.
Astro World, yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of got overshadowed. So that is kind of like Axe said, that's kind of like the definition of a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? A kind of a good album that gets slept on, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason.
So I really want to listen to it. I probably will listen to it this weekend to hear it out. But definitely, like I said,
nothing. Mac Miller can actually spit. Well,
yes.
Could, rest in peace. But I know he could actually spit, from the few things that I did hear from him. I didn't get a chance to hear Swimming, but I will go check it out and see if it was definitely Sleeper of the Year, because Book of Ryan was awesome. So that was definitely a one that was slept on, but it was also Royce's biggest solo project, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of hard to balance.
Almost like a breakout, kind of.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. No, definitely Royce has been working really hard. This has definitely been a very great year for him, and definitely bigs up to Mac winning that award. Definitely believe he got that unlocked. Now, the next one is next to Below. This one was basically categorized as the next up-and-coming rapper facing the culture. The nominees are Blueface, Key Glock, Roddy Ricch, Tierra Whack, AYP, and Corday. Now, they gave this one to Roddy Ricch for Next to Blow. I know, right?
Wait, huh? What?
Right.
Now, I know Tierra Whack. I do know Tierra Whack. I actually know her on the list. She actually released Whack World, which was her project this past year. For those who don't know, Whack World was basically almost like a 15-minute project. It was an audiovisual project, basically. So basically each song was like 2 minutes each. It gave you literally samples of just different kind of styles, and the best way I will honestly compare her to in a way of that will be almost a lot of influences from Missy. Actually, I believe Missy actually gave her props in regards to the Whack World project as well. It's really dope. The whole Whack World videography is actually on YouTube, and it plays like how the album is. You can check it on Spotify, Tidal, and Apple Music. I would say check out the audio visual, because it is the same songs, kind of give you what she can bring. So I did like the fact they got Tierra Whack. I think Tierra Whack was on another category too, they say, as an honorable mention. So she's definitely gonna blow up next year regardless. She's an interesting female rapper. I think she's definitely along more of the lines like a Missy, Azealia Banks almost, just with her flow too. So and her quirkiness. So I'm really excited to see her. But Roddy Ricch, I haven't heard about. They were really hyping him up and putting him up at next. So I guess they think he got it on knock next year.
We'll see him when he get here.
Yeah, we'll see him. Roddy Ricch. I guess he's from Compton. I think that's the biggest thing. So.
Oh, you know what? He is dope. And the only reason I know is because I just watched on the Genius YouTube channel, Ice Cube did a cosign. And they played him
there was another.
They played him Blueface, Roddy Ricch.
Reason was another one. Reason is a TDE signing.
Yeah, TDE.
He actually gave him that co-sign, and I liked him too.
Yeah,
I'm going to listen to Reason because I like him a lot, and he's from California. He's from that same area too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, was Roddy Ricch the I'm gonna hate to say this. Was Roddy the Asian one?
No.
Which one was he?
Don't give me the line. But I know he wasn't the Asian one.
Okay. I knew there was like there was like 4. Damn, there was like literally. I mean, they were all from California, but different sectors. But I was just like, damn. The next one was most introspective hood music. Yeah. So most introspective hood music. That nominees were G Herbo, Kevin Gates, Kodak Black, Mozzie, and Young Boy Never Broke Again. Now they gave that one to Kodak Black as the winner of that one. They really kind of judged that one, or kind of like not only what the rapper not only spoke about, but kind of like how they are in their career right now. And they felt, with Kodak Black with his career, with all the things that have been going on, he's really trying to change his life, and he's actually speaking about that with his music. So that's what they thought of him winning that as most introspective music. All the other nominees, kind of have that same trend in regards to what they talk about, but they know Kodak Black was definitely one who kind of took those experiences and really bled it in through the pen.
I like a couple Kodak Black songs. At first when he came out, I was like, who the fuck, why the fuck, when the fuck, and but I do like a couple of his songs. I haven't listened to the project yet. I just haven't been there. So much music comes out. Like I literally opened Tidal last night and literally just scrolled one time through new music and found out Method Man has a new album.
Yeah.
And I had to give that a listen just off GP. That's Method Man. He was one of my favorite rappers, growing up. So definitely had to listen to that. And it's 20 tracks, like over 20. So I only listened to a good 10 of them, and then I fell asleep at work. But no, it was actually dope.
I'm surprised you got that many in.
Curtains.
Truth.
All the curtains. So facts and shade, y'all. The next one was Midas Touch. Now this was one I was very happy about and excited about, and then when they kind of broke it down, I was kind of like, okay, that's fair. So Midas Touch was people who brought a sound to the culture and hip hop and in general. So this could be someone who's established. It could be someone who's brand new into the production game. But basically, it was a very tough one for them to kind of play out. Basically, they were almost going to put like a subgenre in this in regards to what they wanted to do. So that was definitely one thing about the categories that was pretty cool about it. So the first one in regards to the categories were Boy Wonder, Kanye West, Metro Boomin, Murder Beats, and Take Keith. Now they gave that one to Murder Beats, which I didn't know he was a Canadian producer. So it's funny because I've going back to all the songs he did do. I was like, oh, like for nice for what he did with Drake. I didn't know he did that one. He did one other big one that I can't remember about. Wait, which other one he did? He did Nice for What, and which other song he did? Murder Beats.
Which ones did you name?
So the nominees were Boy Wonder, Kanye West, Metro Boomin, Murder Beats, and Take Keith. Murder Beats was the one that took that one. Mm-hmm. So I know it was Nice for What. He did some other big song though.
I know he did just a rolling out of stop, watch shit don't never stop. He did that shit for Drake. He did the Drake and Meek song on Meek album.
Okay.
I'm
about to find this out real quick because I was searching him yesterday. It was kind of cool though. Now they said they were almost going to do a subgenre for that.
I'm sorry, the ones I just named, that was Take Keith.
Yeah, Yeah, cause he did JD. Yeah, he did JD Blockboy's song.
Go to your corner.
I called my mistake.
Yeah, cause he did the song with JD Blockboy. I know Take Keith did that one. Yeah, but
Take Keith, fuck these niggas.
basically, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. But no, I know he did. Like I said, I know Murder did Nice for What. He also did No Shopping. He did No Shopping by French Montana. Back on the Road with Gucci.
No, I didn't. No Shopping was trash to me.
He did Fifi too.
Oh,
Fifi was hard.
Yes, he did Fifi as well.
Was hard. Fifi was, in my opinion, 6ix9ine's best.
Oh my God, he's only 24. Yes. So yeah, so along with that, like I said, it was interesting because they said they were almost going to do like a subcategory for that one. It was interesting how they kind of did that category because they basically were like, you have beat makers and producers, so it's kind of hard for them to kind of like put everyone, because if they put everyone, they would have been a longer list. And which is true. I think you got people who are like people who make beats, and then you got people who are like directing and kind of, you know, arranging sounds and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, isn't that the same? I guess it's kind of funny because nowadays it's kind of like, it almost sounds like producing is almost kind of getting their own kind of subcategory almost, because that's what they kind of making it sound like.
Well, no, I mean, to be honest, it's always been like that. I mean, because you got...
It's always been like that, but it's become...
It's kind of more like, it's more saturated now in the sense where it's like, you just make beats, but if you like, I'm like, Will Made It, or a TDE...
Like taking the reins from Devontae,
or even a Future who's doing like soundtracks and doing all these other like projects now. It's kind of like,
are we forgetting people
Dre.
like? Are we forgetting people like?
You can't forget about Dre.
I mean, y'all keep
Dre, Timbaland,
but
you
see,
Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis.
See, y'all proving my point. Y'all going further and further back into the timeline, because I was getting ready to say Quincy Jones,
all of this
the original OG.
Yeah, like
he's
this.
the original OG, but as far as production becoming a landscape of things that's become prevalent and people look towards more than the actual artists that are on the tracks, that era that belong to them.
It's kind of it's always kind of been back though now. A lot of people look more in producers than the artists. I think what's interesting to me, is like it's kind of coming back. It's funny because you had groups, you had people who had teams, you had people who had that one producer they would do projects for, and it's like people are kind of going back to that kind of sense. When you think about the Black Panther project that was curated by TDE and Kendrick, the fact the Superfly soundtrack was curated and produced by Future, the fact the Creed soundtrack was curated and made by Mac Will Made It. You now having producers going back to where it's like, I can start doing other projects and direct them into my own sound. And that's what I really feel like what a producer should be doing, cultivating a sound that is being able to be directed in their own vision.
A producer will come to you. The difference between a beat maker and a producer: a beat maker will give you a beat and say, put something to it. A producer will bring you an idea.
Yep.
And say, this is my vision or whatever, and damn near not necessarily write it for you, but like, all right, maybe the hook should be like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they produce, they arrange. You know what I'm saying? That's a producer. Not to take nothing away from beat makers, there's just a difference.
There is a difference. I definitely agree. No, and that's the perfect way to say it. As the direction, the arranging of things is actually the biggest thing in regards to a producer. Because again, if you have an idea, you can carry on the idea with people. You can make that sound and cultivate and curate it on your own. So definitely, I mean, that's good. I mean, Murder Beats, like I said, has definitely had a great year. Definitely was Nice for What and Fifi. You know, Kanye did very great with all the projects he produced, along with his, as well as Tiana and also Pusha T's projects. Boy Wonder, of course, been in the game for so long, you know, has worked for so many people. Metro Boomin, of course, with his own project. And even with that, Metro Boomin put out his own project, his own sound, his own, like even with that, you got even producers just making their own albums now, where it's like, I can just make my own damn sound and get artists to come to my tracks. I don't need to send this shit to them. And like, Timbaland was the first one to do that with the Shock Value series. Like, it's awesome, like, we're seeing that again. again. So,
I mean, about the first.
I mean, not the first, but like in the last few years, the last
Drake
couple.
would be the first in that.
Well, not the first, but like, let me say this again. Not the first, but I would say in the last couple of years. The last person I remember as a producer who was able to do kind of like their own album and kind of cultivate their own sound was Timberland when he did the Shock Value of 1 and Volume 2. But now you have other producers who are now not only doing their own albums, but their own projects with other people.
You can't pass up the Chronic.
Yeah.
I'm not counting out Dre. I'm talking about
Dre.
Okay, Eminem, Dre. I'm talking about 2000s, which I mean, Dre and Forgot About Dre was kind of in that cusp. Was in that cusp, but I would say within the last 6 to 7 years. Like, if anything, the last 2010s.
I'm sorry.
Timberland put something out within the last 6 or 7 years.
I think Shock Value came out like late. 08, 09, 2010, something like that.
Shock Value with that Nelly Furtado song, and Promiscuous Girl, and
Loose came out 2008. I actually listened to that the other day. No, Loose came out 2008.
I forget the name of the damn band now for some reason.
Who?
Too Late to Apologize.
One Republic. Ryan Tedder. Love him as a writer. He cannot sing though. Love him to pieces though. I mean, he can. No, I take that back. He needs to know his own range. He needs to know his own range, because this is how I knew. If y'all remember I think it was either the Grab Me special they had for Stevie Wonder, when they had everybody singing. If y'all remember, Ryan Tedder did "Don't You Worry About a Thing." And I cannot remember who he did the song with. And when he was hitting those notes, he was straining to hit those notes. Like, straining.
I would have to hear it, because
he is not a baby. It's not a bad night, because I've heard some of his stuff. Like, don't get me wrong.
I've heard him sing live before, because he can sing. So I'm just like, I would have to hear what you're talking about to know for certain what was going on.
There's been certain times. Don't get me wrong. He is a good singer most times, and I mean, most times it could be a bad night. But like, the other people who were singing that, when Gaga did Sir Duke, when you had everybody else singing, I was just like.
Because Alicia Keys could sing, but that note whatever that note was.
Whoa!
Her name is now a Screeching Keys.
Oh baby, no!
Like she never. Like songs of A minor never existed. Like
songs of
hey, that is like a classic. Listen, that's like forever the album. Okay, the first one came out 07, the last one came out 09. So like before the 2010s. Okay, so fair. Okay, still within the last couple of years, I stand by me and I say what I said and I say what I said.
Old music nerds.
I say what I said when I say what I said. Don't listen. It's not like I don't listen to like all the rest of everything after.
I'm just saying. We have to like put that out there, because somebody else is going to come in the comments and go for it. So.
Oh Lord, fair. For the protection of y'all and the protection of us.
That is very true. Well, they was gonna come for you, because everything we were saying, they was gonna say, well, what about this person? What about this person?
Well, listen, opinions are assholes. Everyone has one. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Next thing we have.
Talking up the age, but I was still talking up the age, and that's not a bad thing.
Hey. So, next thing they had put up was Verse of the Year. Now, the nominees for this one was J. Cole 1985, J-Rock Redemption, Jay-Z's verse on What's Free, Lucas' verse on Lucky You, and Nipsey Hussle's verse on Blue Laces 2. Now, this one they gave, I believe, to Jay-Z for What's Free with him and Meek Mill.
Wait, is this Lyricist of the Year?
Verse of the Year.
Verse of the Year. Okay. Yeah, Verse of the Year, that was Jay-Z.
Yeah,
What's Free.
That was really, really deserved. I know a lot of people are kind of going in between J. Cole, Jay-Z, and I think J-Rock, I want to say, or maybe it was Joyner, but I know for sure, like, I know Wayno was saying 1985 was one of his picks, for Verse of the Year. But like I said,
he said he would have picked that.
He would have picked that one, yeah.
Yeah. And that was very true. Although, the freestyle of the year by J. Cole, that was the shit. But I'm biased. I'm a J. Cole fan.
Oh yes.
Own it. All right.
But how amazing but Jay is my number one. So
I'm so happy we still got lyricists in this age.
Okay.
And I'm happy. I'm happy they're still getting recognition.
Exactly.
Maybe not
starting to get recognition again.
Yeah.
This be
I don't know, these little young lils be trying to get they be trying to get the older generation out of here. We here to stay, motherfuckers. How dope was it for Jay to come and drop a verse not even a whole month ago?
Right.
And it'd be verse of the year. And legitimately be verse of the year, not just because it's Jay-Z. I can wear my
suits and take them back off.
Like, I mean, just everything that he talked about in that verse. Just, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it and really listen to it 100 times. And break down every line and think about every line of what he's saying.
I hate that these young fuckers are looking at him to a fucking litmus. Like, we are supposed to be getting out of this shit that we in. Why are you still coating yourself like it's fucking fine mink in the fucking...
Because they gotta go... They gotta go through... When we were young, you couldn't tell us shit either. So, I mean, they gotta go through their shit just like we did.
Let's speak our own truth.
So you mean to tell me when you was 16, 17, 18, 20, when you was in that age, you listened to all the old heads and did everything they said, that you didn't find out nothing for yourself or nothing like that?
My life is a learning experience. I didn't listen to what everybody
exactly. Everybody's life is a learning experience.
I listen to everybody else shit as their story, but I didn't use that as like my guide to like further myself. No.
I'm not. I'm just talking about the decisions you made in your life. As you know, what I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure somebody told you don't do that, and then you went and did it anyway.
Not really.
Oh, so you was just an angel.
I'm sorry. I was.
That's hard.
I was that guy. I'm sorry.
What's next?
I'm a nerd. I was like, oh, I should do that. Oh, mother, I won't.
Now, I ain't saying you Mother Mary now, but
I was that dude.
So the other one was Lyricists of the Year. Now, these are just, no bull, straight chaser based off of the lyrics. The nominees were Black Thought, J. Cole, J.I.D., Pusha T, and Royce the 5'9". Now, I actually didn't pay much attention to that one. So, I saw all the nominees, but I didn't catch who won that one. So, I was still setting up my bed.
Actually, J. Cole won that.
I mean, definitely respected, definitely well deserved.
Which one was this one?
I actually put Rick Ross because the picture looked like Rick Ross.
Damn.
But it was actually Black Thought. So it was Black Thought, J. Cole, J.I.D., who's another Dreamville artist who just dropped his album.
What was the category?
Lyricists of the Year.
Lyricists of the Year.
Yeah, that was really dope though, especially for J. Cole and J.I.D. to be on there with other people like Black Thought, Pusha T, and Royce the 5'9". Definitely Wayne
I haven't heard all the projects, but what I know of the artists, I would have to say between J. Cole and Royce and possibly Pusha.
Well, see, the reason...
That would be the top three I would put in there.
The reason J. Cole won it is because, not only because of his project, but all of the features that he's done. Like, he's killed every last feature.
Everyone.
That he's been on this year. That him and Black, that was my song of the week last week.
Right. Yeah.
But he's just been killing everything. And definitely to the other people that was on there, J.I.D., he's dope. He's out of Atlanta, and it's not your typical Atlanta artist.
I'm glad to hear that. ATL has a lot of fire artists. I mean, for some decades now, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he's actually dope. Black Thought, I mean, that goes. If you know
Black
anything,
Thought is from my era, so
if you know anything about Black Thought, it's you know what he delivers, and his project was definitely good. Pusha T, definitely a good candidate, but he dropped his album and then that was it.
Yeah, my thing with J. Cole is like he took what's now and flipped it. and gave it substance.
Yeah.
So I would have
the whole
to give it to him
concept
just because of that.
The whole concept of that album was just dope. And then Royce, you know, he pretty much the same thing. He dropped the album and a couple freestyles or whatever, but that was it. You know, not too. The only feature he did was with M on the Caterpillar. That's the worst song. He did something with him. But yeah, definitely well deserved for J. Cole.
I can't get it. Yeah,
definitely well deserved for J. Cole. He killed everything.
Definitely. So big ups to J. Cole for that. Next one is R&B album of the year. Now this one's pretty funny. Kind of on the desk anyway, and I had a lot more thought in this one. And DJ Ek was just kind of like, "Oh, these were like the albums I heard and I liked." So
you mean MVP of the year?
No, R&B album of the year. MVP is next.
Yeah, R&B.
Okay, I'm looking at the voice. All right.
So R&B album of the year was Black, East Atlanta Love Letter, Ella Mai's self-titled debut, Hers self-titled EP, Tiana Taylor, Keeping the Same Energy, and the Internet Hive Mind. Now,
I have not heard Black.
The honorable consideration, they did say the honorable mention was actually Kali Uchis Isolation, which I am very surprised they gave that an honorable mention, and I do agree. Very, very good album from Kali Uchis. Very good debut album. I highly recommend that one. That was a very big sleeper album for R&B that came out in January.
No Miguel.
Huh?
No Miguel.
No War and Leisure. No.
Huh.
So.
Actually, I'm very happy with this list.
I like it too.
Even the internet.
Yeah, Hive Mind was really good.
Yeah.
Hive Mind was a really good album.
But I'm not sure if I would pick Black over Miguel.
Well, they gave what's her name, Janelle Monáe.
Honorable mention too. Yeah, they gave Dirty Computer honorable mention too, along with Isolation.
I don't consider the R&B though. I would not put her in that category.
Janelle Monáe?
No.
That Dirty Computer album was not R&B?
There's I don't know. I'm not sure where to place her because I made this list of my own that I call progressive R&B.
Yes. You can't just make it up your own damn category.
Can't be making it up your own pockets.
R&B as the particular framework that we used to, so I don't know. I can't put it in the R&B framework. I can't put it in the pop framework. I don't know where to place it.
Yeah,
there's R&B twinges.
Yeah, it's like progressive or alternative R&B. Right. I kind of just call it alternative R&B.
Alternative bullshit, but I like to consider it progressive because it takes R&B and pushes it to a different landscape. And I kind of put Miguel in that same feature as well.
Yeah,
but he still has that anchor into the tropes of R&B as we know it.
Yeah.
So because you still hear it, so that's why I would put him in there over Black, because his is still more. It still feels like rap to me, hip hop. Like he's a fire rapper. And he's still.
I mean, well,
he came from hip hop roots.
He can rap.
Yes,
he can rap. He definitely can, but he also can sing.
Yeah, he's a good talent. Now they gave
it's such a blur with
to me he's what Drake tries to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, Drake pretends to be.
Okay.
I'm putting that out there. I'm sorry, Drake, but yeah, you pretending to
fight
be.
Me,
like start writing off Party Next Door's coattails.
Don't at me, bro.
Okay. So they actually gave that one to keep in the same. They gave that one to.
I'm just throwing shit out there. Is that too Detroit of me?
That's too Detroit of me? I don't think so. They gave that one to Keeping the Same Energy for Tiana Taylor. They feel like that one was definitely deserved.
Shit too. I'm like,
well deserved.
Definitely well deserved. Now, one thing, I guess my only thing about that one was DJ Academics when he said the whole situation. Now,
yeah, he made a good point.
Now, here's my thing about it, and it kind of comes back to what we just heard Kanye talk about with the last couple of albums he did. When she talked about on the Breakfast Club, because I remember when she talked about on the Breakfast Club, she was very uncomfortable about the rollout with the album. She felt like it wasn't done, it wasn't completed, and DJ kind of felt like that wasn't the case. He liked how the album went about and how the album sounds. And I agree. I kind of do think there were certain songs that was kind of missing something. So I understand her as the vision she wanted to go about with the album. But
it was
kind of a beautiful disaster because it kind of ended up just being a great project overall.
Well, see, the things that what's wrong with it in her eyes is things that nobody else would have really known. Like the song Never Would Have Made It. That song, she actually, when it first came out, it was just the one verse.
Yes.
And it was pretty much a gospel song.
Yeah.
But they cut out the verse about her daughter.
That's what she was talking about. And they cut it out.
It was like, and then I think they cut 2 verses out. I think one was her mother, but it was people that she never would have made
without.
And then they took it and just cut it to one verse and made it a gospel song. So it was, and then she didn't even know that it was coming out. Her friend texted her like, "Girl, I love the album, such and such."
Like, what do you mean?
Like, yeah, like damn. I didn't know. Oh, let me check. Oh, damn, it's out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, as her, I can understand as an artist, especially and Wayne was talking about this too. You know, I've known Tiana since Sweet 16. I've seen this girl grow from her Sweet 16 party to the woman she is now. So damn near 10, 12 years. She has always wanted to come into this industry well respected. She comes from so many influences from Janet and from the whole R&B tip.
She is definitely today's Janet.
Yes. Yeah. So I think definitely for her, it's like she didn't want this album to be like, I want this album to really show who I am as an artist and what I'm trying to go as.
And she doesn't whisper.
Stop it!
Comfort Demita, damn.
He said that.
Don't comfort Demita.
I like Janet. I grew up on Janet.
I did not say this. Oh my god!
But hey, we can't say the truth.
No, I'm not saying you're not wrong.
She has a little registry, but she doesn't.
Like a moth to a flame, burned by the fire.
I'm done with you.
That's just her talking. Stop it.
Blind, can't you see my desire? What you say?
We're not gonna talk
done
about
with
your
you.
Saturday nights.
No.
Just playing.
Hey, so no, I love Janet too. Yes, the frequency is a little low, so I definitely agree.
Belt, but she doesn't just whisper.
She doesn't just whisper. I think definitely.
I know all of her songs wasn't whispering.
Yes, it's just a joke. It's just funny. Messy. So no, that's definitely what we deserve, Miss Tiana. And like I said, for honestly the biggest thing, this was definitely a step in the right direction. I'm excited for the next project. I think for sure she'll take the reins on this one. I mean, for sure, and definitely make it gold. So congrats, Tiana. Now the next one we have is MVP of the year. This was given to the person who had the best year overall in 2018 in all aspects. Nominees was Cardi B, Drake, J. Cole, Pusha T, and Travis Scott. I think they gave that one to Drake for MVP of the year.
Why would they did that to Drake though? That's some bullshit.
Scorpion.
Cardi
I agree. Honestly, honestly, I won't even say Cardi B. When I looked at the list, honestly, I would give Travis Scott MVP of the year.
Travis Scott, he had an amazing album.
He had a pretty good,
an amazing album, an amazing tour.
And for his lane,
that's it.
And but
skip.
That and Sicko Mode. Sicko Mode.
That's on the album.
Which is true, but I think Sicko Mode, you had Drake and everything, but I think for Travis Scott, this is the first time he's gotten like a hit like this that's like been circulating and it's been helping the album.
Great for him, but MVP of the year, Cardi been popping all year.
Hands down. Like,
Cardi has been
to her for features.
Cardi got pregnant, just like when Cardi got pregnant. She was on stage performing while she was pregnant.
Tours.
She was that bitch did Coachella pregnant.
Right.
Then on top of that, she had beef. She fighting in the streets or whatever, and then not losing the step, still getting deals.
And established artists coming to her for fucking features.
Yeah, like this all year long. And then we mentioned all that, and now I'm just not mentioning her album that's produced single after single after single after single. So, Travis Scott had an amazing album. He did amazing numbers. Sicko Mode, probably song of the year or whatever. But if you're talking about consistently throughout the whole year, nobody on this list, even Drake included. All Drake had Scorpion.
Was drama.
Drake had Scorpion, drama, and a dance that Shiggy did for him.
I mean, throughout God's Plan, throughout In My Feelings, and then Even Nights for What, and the Scorpion album.
I'll take this hit too.
I understand.
It just sounds like some Jew establishment bullshit. That Drake is taking that.
Oh my God, not Jewish.
Yeah, I'm taking that hit for y'all. All right.
Dead. If I was to say, I would say it would be between Travis and Cardi. That would have been my two, honestly. Yes, I agree. Cardi has had a great year, especially as a female rapper and an artist in general. The fact that she has done features with people with the likes of Selena Gomez, Rita Ora, and then other people, J-Lo. The fact she's done stuff as good as, you know, all the other rappers that have been going out, not only with, you know, of course, Migos, but other artists that she's been with. It's also, she's able to really perfectly blend both worlds, and we haven't had an artist since Nicki, you know, been able to blend both worlds as a female rapper. So it's very great. I do agree with that. A lot of stuff that she's had done, even in pregnancy, it's amazing. So yes, I will say my two would have been Travis and Cardi, because these two, honestly, I feel like are almost like most improved. Drake is established. J. Cole is established. Pusha T is established. He don't want to see it, but he's established. These two really, I feel, has had the best year of growth. Travis, in the sense of now being more into the mainstream culture, and then Cardi really blending to both sides and being able to still be snatched. So that's my thing with it. So no, I mean, big up to Drake. You had a good year. I mean, yeah. Next one is Song of the Year. Now this, of course, is just, you know, their favorite song of the year, and in regards to what was going on with the whole 2018, those nominees were Drake, In My Feelings, Juice WRLD, Lucid Dreams, Kendrick and SZA, All the Stars, Travis Scott featuring Drake, Sicko Mode, and XXXTentacion, Sad. I really did not remember where they got this one from. Did it In My Feelings win that one?
In My Feelings won.
Now here's my issue with this one.
Right.
The only reason why I like this song is only because of the Big Freedia sample, which he didn't even show her over on the damn music video, which I'm still pissed off about that.
Culture vulture.
Sicko Mode, honestly, the fact that came out so recently and it's bopping on everybody's heads, I'm surprised they didn't pick that. I'm surprised they didn't choose Lucid Dreams, which again had the same impact as both songs for aforementioned, and even All the Stars. Honestly, All the Stars.
Pick All the Stars of all.
Yes.
This one.
You want to hear something interesting?
Oh, wait.
My personal. Damn.
We listen to crickets. Come on.
My personal favorite on this list is actually XXXTentacion, Sad.
Well, I'm not surprised you didn't pick that one.
I love that song too, but I have to get out of my own personal.
That's why I said my own, even though I know it wasn't bigger than Sicko Mode or In My Feelings or Lucid Dreams or All the Stars. It was still even though I liked all of these songs on here, I just started liking Sicko Mode like last week. Yeah, Sad is actually my favorite song on there.
Yeah, but again, to me, that's my personal thing. But as far as the metrics of what we're checking for, crossover appeal, what's out there in the public and everything, and what people are consuming as a whole, All the Stars really got this hands down.
Not really, because All the Stars, while it was a great song, it was attached to a great soundtrack, it pretty much died down after that. Like
Sicko else had the same furtherance and across the charts and everything though.
You said what?
What else kept everybody's ear across the charts other than All the Stars and on that list?
In My Feelings. Sicko Mode. Lucid Dreams.
In My Feelings would be like the only one that would come close to me.
No, Sicko Mode was Song of the Year.
I don't see that.
I wouldn't pick it for Song of the Year either, but it was.
It will be between those two. I don't see that one. Despite how I feel about it, I don't see that one as being
Well, they picked
Kiki, is you rolling? Is you writing?
Academics did his own little rendition of
I was dying.
Speaking of academics,
he's a key. I love him now. He is a key. I appreciate him.
He like Joe. He a young Joe. You either like him or you hate him. you know, but this nigga in this
Which wait. Yes, which one was that? Yes, what was the one dude he was talking to?
what happened?
So people, I can't remember who he was talking about.
Too much truth in that moment.
I can't remember who he was talking about. I think he was talking about Roddy. I think he was talking about Roddy Ricch, and he was like, some vocal coaches feel like you have to sing through your throat or sing through your chest. I feel like he was rapping through his heart. I was fucking dying. That was hella mad corny, and I appreciated that. I was like, I'm dead. When that moment happened, I was like, you in my book now, academics. You are a keep. I appreciate you.
I want to talk about that tarf he had on though.
The tarf.
That goddamn that Burberry sky he had.
Okay.
How the fuck you gonna have on a tie and a scarf?
All right. Hey, you dripping with it, baby. And the Gucci loafers. I was like, damn, okay.
We want to talk about the tarf and everything, but he made it work.
He made it work.
He did.
I didn't know
Until he stood up.
He could dress himself up. I was like, all right, I'll see you.
The Deska said she dressed him.
I thought,
right?
She did.
Yes.
She
said she got upper list. She said she got upper management to clear the budget.
I'll take this into she can't get her makeup right though. But I'm not coming.
So the last one they did for the awards was Best Rap Album. Now this was the only category that had more than 5 categories. This was 10 categories they had for Best Rap Album of the Year.
Well, it should have been called Best Rap Album, but it was just called Album of the Year. Because everything that's nominated is
this list
rap.
is long. What the fuck?
Because of so much music, because so much music was put out, they made that the category for 10.
I'm sorry.
10.
Yeah.
I know y'all want to put Drake on there because he has name recognition.
Right.
Let's just swipe that to the left.
Right. So the nominees were Black Thought's album Stream of Thoughts Volume 2, Drake Scorpion, Cole's KOD, J-Rock's Redemption, Lil Wayne's Carter 5, Meek Mill's Champions, Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap, Pusha T Daytona, Astro by Travis Scott, and then XXXTentacion's album Question Mark. Now I actually stopped watching it after this, so I didn't know who won on that one.
Damn, you stopped watching at the end?
I mean, after that, I was like, they all had too many albums. I'm going to bed. So
Black Thought's from my era. I know what Black Thought puts out. Of these, I haven't heard Nipsey Hussle's record. I'm actually not really up on Nipsey Hussle.
I like him. He's dope.
But of the ones I know,
and to get back on his project stuff,
I would have given it to J. Cole.
Honestly, I would give it the championships. But it's funny though, they said they kind of knocked that one out because it was a recent album. So I was just like, why would y'all knock it out?
Well, no, they said they wanted to. They still made the list.
Okay, I thought Nadeska was like, I thought when she said like, oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought I was that case.
The new album is good, but considering where J. Cole came from and what he put out, the message in it, the fact that he flipped what's current and gave it to the kids and gave us like actual content, I'm giving it to J. Cole.
I wanted to give it to J. Cole and they actually gave it to Pusha T.
Yeah. Really? Oh, Daytona. Okay.
Yeah. But I wanted to give it to J. Cole just off of me being a J. Cole fan. Then the concept of the album was phenomenal. Race, so from what I know. But at the same time, for the longest, I kept hearing about J-Rock Redemption, and so I went and I listened to that, and it was a damn good album. And I was like, "Nah, it ain't better. And then after I listened to it a couple more times, I'm like, "Damn, it is better." You know what I'm saying? Pusha T, Daytona, and I actually have an interesting take on the whole 7-track good music rollout after this. But Pusha T, Daytona, I kind of think he deserved it.
Really?
For Pusha T to be the seasoned artist that he is.
Yes.
We're coming out of the shadows into the mainstream.
Just coming and dropping the album, and then it getting conformed into this 7 track,
about that.
whatever.
I feel it came into the forefront because of the drama behind it.
No, that was a great help.
That was a factor, but I think really Daytona shined on his own.
The actual album was good. Like, for real, it was good. Like,
the fact it was on a lot of year-end. Yeah, I haven't heard... I haven't heard the full album, but just looking at year-end lists and people's own final opinions and stuff about it, it was definitely one of the better hip-hop albums that came out this year. Pusha T has always brought lyricism, has always brought bars, but this album in general was just different. It was a different vibe. It's a very, very cohesive project, and I think it was very well deserved for Pusha T. Out of all the rollouts, like I said, Tiana's was great too, but I think Daytona, out of all the rollouts, this was the most successful, and I think also just the most beneficial for good music, because now it's like
now follow me real quick.
No, I'm following you.
Pusha T, album of the year. Tiana Taylor, R&B album of the year. Should Kanye have won producer of the year?
They should have gave that to him, and that was the case.
I don't know the...
Because mind you, they already voted on all this. They gave their two that they liked. They could have gave Kanye Midas Touch. Because if you be real about it, keeping the same energy, and Daytona won its respective album of the years from album of R&B and rap, why not give it to Kanye for the fact he did create these two projects instead of giving it to Murder Beats? That would have been the real tea of why that happened. Well, I agree.
And I'm sure he didn't get much thought thrown his way just because of his recent antics. But if we're just thinking objectively here, I mean, that kind of he did, and then
he put his foot in.
Yeah, he did Pusha T album, he did Tiana's album. So I mean, that brings up a good argument for producer of the year.
Let's listen to Tiana's album. There are like points where it's like very fluid. But then there's points where he like takes it and upgrades, does something a bit new. Like I can't remember the name of the song, but she has to work that pussy on.
Yes.
Sampling it, and it's like.
And well, let's just talk about song placement for a second.
That being the last song on the album gave me life.
No, it didn't give me. It didn't give me life after it coming off and Never Would Have Made It.
I know that. No, I know that part of it was like you had this like no. Don't get me wrong. When the first time I heard that, I was like, why would you put this very graceful song and then go straight up Vogue ballroom life?
The way it come on, it don't even like it don't come on. It just come on. Work that pussy. Work that pussy.
It's not like it's a secret song kind of deal. Where
I'm like, okay.
The 1 minute of like blank space. Either it's just like, here we are.
Right. Hell no, we get straight out of church and just start popping,
y'all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like their R. Kelly performance on BET, because he went straight gospel and then talking about like.
Did you pay your tithes?
Ooh. Did you now?
No shame whatsoever.
Did you now?
Nigga.
But did you? 20 times, so yeah, that was basically all of their awards. Definitely shout out to Everyday Struggle. Definitely check them out over on Complex on their social media. And hopefully, next year, I definitely would think next year they'll have another award show. Definitely, the show has been getting great, traction and such. So, definitely looking out for next year. Yes. So that is it for the tea this week in regards to hip hop and pop culture news. So once again, check us out, guys, over at our social media. That is BeatsAndBull. So again, that is for Instagram, that's for Twitter and Facebook, as well as the YouTube page. And the email is with beatsandbull@gmail.com. Send us questions. We'd love to hear from you guys. You might hear the questions over the air. We definitely want to hear you guys' questions. Talk about any topics that we have already talked about, or just questions for us. Let us know. So right now we're gonna get to some beat shit, going over some songs that came out within the past week. Now it's been a pretty busy week with music. Not a lot of like big projects besides the Into the Spider-Verse album that came out for the movie. Kodak Black's project came out as well this past Friday. Zayn's album came out as well. Finally, the Icarus Falls project came out, which I heard was like 26 tracks on that one. So that's very crazy. I remember he was working on this album for I think 2 years now.
What was it?
Zayn. So for those who don't know, Zayn was a part of the group One Direction. He brought out his first album I think like 2 years ago, and then basically this album he's been working since 2016, and it finally came out, and I believe it's like 26 songs he got out. So that was a very extensive project, and like I said, it was a couple of more mainstream releases that came out, like I said, with the soundtrack for Into the Spider-Verse, Kodak, Zayn's album, as well as Kodak Black's. Like I said, Ariana brought out her new single with this Imagine along with Miley Cyrus. She brought out another song with her and Mark Ronson called Happy Christmas, The War Is Over. That's actually featured by Yoko and John Lennon's son, John Ono Lennon. He is actually on the song as well. Like I said, it's basically just a couple of things going on within the music week. But yeah, it looks like it was a pretty steady album week. I think Vic Mensa also dropped his project as well this past week, as well as Kid Ink. So just other stuff that came out. Kid Ink? Parent called Miss Calls. Apparently, he dropped an album last week.
Wow.
Now, I've heard from Kid in a minute, so I'm surprised he dropped something.
I've heard from him since that little run he went on, where like everything he was dropping was a fucking hit.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, a lot of stuff came through.
Singles on the album?
Yeah. I think we're something else too.
No, he put out an album.
Who did?
Kid Ink.
Yeah, he did put out an album beforehand. Queen Naja also dropped a single, so that's nice as well. I'm glad she's dropping more music after the EP, so that's good for her. She got into something with a gospel rapper I heard about, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, like I said, just pretty steady week for music this past week in regards to new stuff coming out. For songs of the week, we do have our songs of the week in regards to just things we've been listening to. Eric, do you have your song of the week?
Go ahead with yours. I gotta pull the name.
You gotta pull yours name up. Yeah. So my song of the week actually is Imagine by Ariana Grande. Honestly, I've been listening to the track since it came out on Friday. It's a really good song. I'm really happy for Ariana just for the Thank You Next era. Very excited about this era. It sounds like it's going to be a very interesting and very melodic era. She's bringing a lot of the Yours Truly vibes back from the debut album, a lot of the R&B and soul that she incorporated with that album, and carrying this on to new era. The song was co-written by her and another one of my favorite songwriters, Priscilla Renee. She also co-wrote the song with her along with her production team. It's very beautifully produced. It kind of deals with that trap R&B sound that Ariana's been planning to play with now since the Sweetener era. This is probably the most well done way how she's done this. In regards to the song, is her ballads. She's always done well with ballads. It's a really good song. She just performed it live yesterday at Jimmy Fallon. 2 words, whistle notes. She has not hit whistle notes since the first album, and she hasn't, and which I'm very surprised. I was very surprised when I heard it Friday, and I'm very surprised she hit them last night. So that makes me very excited.
I feel like she's trolling Mariah because of the last album.
Oh, Caution. That was some people thought too. Was like because Mariah brought out Caution. She was bringing that out. But the thing is though,
sampling the note for those tracks though. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I was kind of nervous, especially with the live performance. She was like tired, so I was very nervous she was not going to hit those notes or dodge them, but she actually hit them pretty well. I was very surprised. I was very happy. It just makes me excited about this album. It definitely sounds like she's really using a lot of these issues. She's doing what an artist is supposed to in regards to things that go on in their life personally and in the whole actual public eye, just using that inspiration into music. The whole Thank You Next project, I think she said she only did within 3 weeks. Writing and producing, writing and doing everything. The album was done within 3 weeks. She still has to finish it. I think the last time she talked about it was over at the Billboard interview for Woman of the Year, and I think that actual interview took place like early November. And I think the only thing she has to finish is Max. Max actually is adding some tracks into the album, so he's adding his tracks into the album and then sending it to Republic to finish it. So now it's coming out early 2019 before the actual tour starts. So I think her goal is still to do 2 albums on one tour. So I'm just excited about this. I kind of like the fact it's more of sweeteners, a lot more of the positive, more uplifting, kind of more hard-hitting music. It sounds like Thank You Next is going to be more like the more soulful, melodic stuff that we know from her back to the Yours Truly era. So that is my song of the week, Imagine. Definitely check that one out. Have you found your song?
Yeah, my song of the week was off the Method Man album. It's called Meth Lab Season 2, The Lithium. Yeah. And the actual song is called Episode 5, Wildcats. And it's Method Man featuring Redman, Streetlife, and Handz. If you know anything about Redman and Method Man, when they get together,
yes,
it's that,
yes,
plus some. So I was real happy to hear that. Like I was happy to hear Meth sounding good, and you know, in this day and age or whatever, you know, it sounds like a Wu-Tang. Sorry. It sounds like a Method Man Wu-Tang album.
That's good. I mean, that's good. Those two are still collaborating, and those two has always been my faves. You know, when they do projects together or any kind of track, so big ups to them. So yeah, we'll definitely have the links, you know, on the, you know, description pages. So definitely check those songs out, you know, on any streaming service to support those artists. So that would be it for Beats Shit for this week. Next we got going on is Lovely Black Excellence. We want to talk about the latest in regards to the black community and all the great accomplishments. First thing going on is Miss Gladys West. For those who don't know, Miss Gladys West was actually one of the pioneers in regards to NASA and the whole, you know, shuttle airship, you know, cultivation. You know, if you've seen Hidden Figures, it talks about the mathematicians that were involved, you know, with NASA and, you know, getting the whole, you know, spaceship and aircrafts, you know, made. She was also the founder of the GPS system, so the global positioning system. She was actually the founder of that. She is actually being inducted to the Air Force Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame by the United States Air Force. This actually occurred on December 6th, so this was last week. The 87-year-old was inducted during a ceremony at the Pentagon. She is a Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority member. She was born in DeWitt County, Virginia. She earned a full scholarship to Virginia State University. After graduating high school at the top of her class, her sorority sister Gwen James told Associated Press she discovered her longtime friend's achievements when she was compiling a bio for senior members of the group. GPS has changed the lives for everyone. GPS has changed the lives of everyone forever. There is not a segment of this global society, military, auto industry, cell phone industry, social media, parents, NASA, and etc. does not utilize the global positioning system. She spent 42 years working on a naval base at Delaware Green, Virginia, and during this time she was one of the few women hired by the military to do advanced technological work. So big ups to Ms. Gladys West. Thank you again for your contributions, and as well to the GPS. We use that every day, and we would definitely be stuck without it, because nowadays people don't use maps and people don't follow the streets. So thank you for that.
To the moon, Gladys.
To the goddamn moon. Thank you. To freedom. So next thing we got going on is a little black excellence going on in the entertainment field. Now, Miss Channing Dungey, she was originally the president of programming over at ABC. She did a lot of contributions for a lot of the new shows coming up on ABC. She was also the one who greenlighted the spin-off for Roseanne. So when the Roseanne situation happened, she took it very professionally, you know, took Roseanne out and decided, you know, greenlight the you know, actual show for, you know, the rest of the... Right. What's the show, Carl, again?
I think they would call it The Connors.
The Connors. Yeah, so she was the one who kind of, you know, got that taken care of, too. She left after that whole controversy because, of course, ABC is through Disney. Disney's getting bought by, you know, it's going through the whole Fox merger. So she kind of already left before they all started. She actually has now been named the VP of Original Content at Netflix. So she will start her role in the beginning of the year. She will work along with Sydney Holland, who is the VP of Originals. This was on Shadow and Act and reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Her, along with Holland, will set the strategy and oversee a crucial portion of Netflix contacts, including the deals of Shonda Rhimes, Kenya Barris, Martina Nix, and Barack and Michelle Obama. She will take over half of the current executive roles as well, like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and The Crown. Basically, this is the second time, of course, that she'll be working with Shonda Rhimes and Barris. For those who don't know, Shonda Rhimes, Shonda Land, and Barris, who does Blackish. Basically, she'll be looking over their projects again. So this is good news. Basically, it was rumored that she was going to join either Shonda Land's team or the Higher Ground Productions team with the Obamas, but now she'll be overseeing all these projects. So that is a big ups for her. She says, I'm drawn to the forward thinking, risk-taking, and creative culture in Netflix, and deeply talented people there, especially Ted and Cindy, with whom I've been excited to partner on setting the strategy for original content. Giving that ABC, the place I've called home for nearly 15 years, represents the gold standard of traditional broadcast, it feels like the perfect next step is to join Netflix, the unparalleled leader in streaming. So big ups to Miss Channing. We are excited to see you step up in this position. She will start in February in her new position over at Netflix.
The details are this though, because I know Netflix has just said that they're going to be doing like 90 movies a year now.
Yeah, Netflix is really pushing a lot of original content, and it's a good move because I think they need people who are already familiar with broadcasting media in general, and for people who want to kind of move up in programming. Channing, like I said, has been a great move with her short stint as president of ABC and programming, so I'm excited what she's going to do with all the Obama projects.
Does she have anything to do with that? Like, will there be some movies in the vein of what she's already done?
I think more than likely the fact that she's doing all Rhyme stuff for Netflix now, all the Barris stuff, and then Michelle and the Barack Obama stuff, it's going to be awesome. Like, she's going to look I'm excited for that because she's really going to make sure. She's going to, of course, make sure the standards, that's going to be nice, but I'm very excited what she's going to do in general and who else is going to be in the umbrella. So definitely big up to Miss Channing for that.
No, sorry. Where are you, Riri?
I'm listen.
And SZA get you out of the game.
Let's be real. Listen, get up on that. We need some more people. We need some more people like that. By the way. Merp. So, by the way, side note, a wee bit. Side note, I just found out today of a new Detroit artist. Well, she's not new, but I just saw her on Breakfast Club. Nisha Nashe. Mm-hmm. She was all over at Breakfast Club this today, and I saw her interview. Actually, I like her. She's pretty nice. She's
from here, ain't she?
She is. She's from Ypsilanti, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she talked about her story. I'm really interested. I'm very surprised about her story. She looks like she's going to be a pretty good female rapper. Angela Yee was actually talking about she's bringing out a documentary actually about some female rappers from Detroit. So I'm excited about that. She's
the Breakfast Club love Detroit.
They do. I mean, considering the fact both DJ Envy and Angelique got houses over here, yes, y'all better put some money and some damn respect on our name. She's going to cover her. She's going to cover Nisha. She's also going to cover Cash Doll, La Brittany, and one other Detroit female rapper. But that's dope. Especially, I do believe there's some female rappers, especially in Detroit, that's coming out that we do need to be aware about. Bringing different kind of styles. Just in general, a lot of people in Detroit, not only in rap, hip hop and R&B, they're trying to come up. So definitely is great where the female rappers are getting that exposure. Last thing going up on Black Excellence, since we're talking about frequency, is Miss Demita. So they say third time is a charm, and third time the charm is that case. On Thursday last week, it was announced that Janet Jackson will be inducted to the 2019 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This will be the third time she was nominated ever since she was eligible back in 2007. She did go on for social media to celebrate and congratulate her fans. She did. We did it, guys. Thank you for all your love and support. Hashtag Rock Hall 2019. I actually voted for her. I actually voted because I think you can do 5. I think I voted for Janet, Stevie Nicks, LL Cool J.
Okay,
I think 2 other people.
I'm gonna pause on this.
I couldn't do it without.
What is the criteria to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
You have to whisper.
Is it rock or it just? Well, other than the obvious white people.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I've been there twice. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame likes to induct people who brought a great contribution to music, but they feel they brought a contribution to rock and roll in some way or shape or form.
So, okay. So, what did Janet bring to rock and roll other than Black Cat?
Whispering.
I fucking hate you. Y'all can see his fucking. Y'all can't see his fucking. I'm done. Yes, the fact of your fucking face is too fucking priceless. I
Even then,
hate you.
That should go to the Yang twins. Wait till you see my dick. Anyway,
so
It's not as elegant when they do it.
oh, she did bring those sex noises on 70s Love Groove.
Okay.
Shit.
Dead. So
Those European tracks off of If.
So she, along with other inductees to the 19 class, were The Cure, Def Leppard, Stevie Nicks, Radiohead, Roxy Music, and the Bodies.
Alright, I'm sorry. I love Janet. You don't belong in this fucking category, especially when you put The Cure in this fucking shit. Just, I love you.
Now I'm like Stevie Nicks. Yes, Stevie Nicks is long overdue. Along with Janet, Stevie's overdue.
Have a fucking seat.
Okay, so what?
This is not your category.
So what? You wait until they don't do it by category. They just do it by groups of people.
Yeah.
Your time. Like, was she supposed to wait until Bobby Brown and?
Given your criteria, she does nothing for rock and roll. Why are we in this?
But she whispers.
You don't belong. You don't belong. I love you, but you don't belong in this.
She whispers.
I cannot with you, but she whispers. I'm so down with y'all.
Listen later. I know.
But
you know how she got. You know how she made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm not okay.
You know what? Don't
tell
talk.
me, please tell.
By whispering sweet nothings.
Congratulations to Jamie. I'm so done with you.
Again, I did not say that.
I'm so done with you.
This is not the place for Janet. I'm sorry.
It's an interesting. It's an interesting
very integral
group.
to pop music.
Yes.
But not
Wait. Oh no.
Recently, though, I will say
you can't do that. The Bone.
I just did that. I just did it.
I mean, it's people. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's just the name of it. It's not just for rock and roll.
Yeah,
that's why I asked him what the criteria was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's in pop, it's in rock, but let me rephrase. In the past, it has been rock and roll. Recent years, they have accepted pop culture and pop artists. With the reason why I say that, is they actually have a couple. The reason why I say that because they actually have a couple other, like, they have a lot of sections, they have a lot of exhibits that are actually on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The second time I went there, they did a whole month of, like, women in pop and rock culture, which they had recent artists like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Florence Welch. They've had other people.
Yes.
They've had other people either like their dresses or other pop culture items. So now they're understanding that yes, we have other people in pop culture. The thing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're still changing. They're still, like I said,
adapting.
They're adapting, like all these other very old, tired, archaic organizations. They are adapting. Archaic.
Yes.
Archaic. Gotcha. We're learning, y'all. Archaic. Yes, the archaic organizations in regards to how they're adapting, it is still changing. So I think, it's a very interesting group that she's in. So hopefully the next year it's a little different. I think they're just also trying to get so many people to get inducted to this
Too much
point.
of an Afropunk to stand for this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean literal Afropunk. Not
okay.
What we call Afropunk.
Oh,
but
yes, that would be lovely. No.
All right.
Yeah. So congrats to Janet. I'm happy about you. I'm happy for Stevie to get in this category. So yes.
Don't let her win.
I mean, they already inducted baby. It's not.
She's in.
She's in, baby. Yeah. So when they do the inductees, it's the class. So all the people who got inducted, they will be on now the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Stevie, The Cure, Def Leppard,
it's
all
not like a vote between.
No, it's literally like y'all. Like it's like literally all the class.
Okay.
Like think of like the XXL freshman list. It's like if you have been chosen, you just on that list for that year. Basically, that's the same thing. Somewhere like that. Yeah.
Horrible comparison.
I know it's a horrible comparison, but people are being chose, people get picked, and that's how that goes.
I can see. Okay, if we're dealing with iconic status and what you brought to the music industry as a whole, yes. If we just get in the lane of rock. That's where I have my.
I mean, Songwriter Association would probably be a better comparison because again, it's people throughout. I mean, if you're talking about like a inductee class, that'll be more of a comparison.
Subject because I'm going to say something that's going to really offend some fans.
Oh shit!
Don't do that now.
We stay down this.
Let's not offend. Listen, let's not offend the J Tribe. So that is it for Black Excellence. Definitely check us out. And just give us some, if you guys have any like black excellence stories or things going on in your local community, definitely send that to us over at BeatsAndBull@gmail.com. We would love to highlight that. Next thing we got is LGBT news. This week's in regards to what's going on in the community. Now, the first thing is in regards to Mattel. Mattel is in talks of making a same-sex wedding set. Now, this was brought up actually to CNN. This was on the Shade Room, but it was the first on CNN. So this first started off with a same-sex couple in Arizona. They recently had gifted their niece a special doll set for her 8-year birthday. This was by Mac Jacoby and Nick Caprio over at Scottsdale. They have been together for 11 years. They're actually planning their wedding to happen in May of next year. But they have their niece as a flower girl, and essentially they bought her a wedding set. What they did basically was they bought 2 Ken dolls and basically put them together.
The minimum of what we should be doing.
So they gave it to their niece Natalie. She was very excited to basically, represent, saying, this is what, these are, Ken are together just like us, showing their visualization.
It's super because they ain't got no dicks. Come on now.
I'm laughing at that. Like that's what kids used to do. Like you know what I'm saying. Like when if it was a gay kid or whatever, they would take 2 Ken dolls.
Exactly. So I'm just like, this is stuff that been happened before. So what people
isn't that just promoting incest at this point?
Of the same person.
I'm like, well, they technically be twins, so it's like 2 brothers get.
You're putting too much thought into it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Deep in the water, baby. So Mattel got wind of this, and they saw the niece's reaction. They actually flew or meet the actual couple over at Los Angeles to discuss their idea. We have a confirmed date set in January, and we're extremely excited and grateful and incredibly determined to make this happen. That is what Jacoby said in regards to the meeting with Mattel. We are over the moon with all the positive response we have received, and we really just want to thank all the people out there for believing in our message that love is love. Now, the toy has brought so much joy and happiness to my 8-year-old niece, and there are thousands of families just like Nick and I that just have to do something. Basically, this is really nice. Now, last year Mattel did introduce a Barbie with a hijab, so they are starting to do changes and adapting to what's going on. They have made strides, before 2016. They started to bring different body types. The year before, they started doing different skin tones, eye colors, and hairstyles. So it was like they're trying to adapt and show a broader audience. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for those 2 especially. I'll be honest. Like you said, this is stuff we've done before as kids, and now the fact Mattel just jumping on it and being like, hey, we should probably do a wedding couple set of 2 guys, 2 girls. Right. Yes, so that's my thing about it. I mean, it's a long time coming, even though it's overshadowed. I'm excited for these 2 to, bring this to Mattel. So big ups to you 2. I am excited for you guys to do that. And the other thing for LGBT news is in regards to the first transgender woman is showing over at Miss Universe. Now, in Miss Universe 66-year history, there was a transgender contestant that was in the competition. That was Miss Spain, Miss Angela Ponce. This was this past weekend. She took part into the Miss Universe pageant. Now, back in 2012, they actually changed one of their policies stating that the participants should be naturally born women. So now they, changed it 6 years ago, and now we have the very first transgender contestant that made it to the finals. Now, she didn't make the top 20. She did, fall off their first 2 rounds. But she said, I don't need to win Miss Universe. I only needed to be here. So, this is definitely good representation for Miss Angela, and we do thank you. I'm very excited at the fact, it took so long for, someone in the trans community to come out to do a Miss pageant or not only be in the ranks to get to Miss Universe, but I'm definitely excited for that. Now, the winner actually ended up going to Miss Philippines. That was Miss Ariana Grande. She was the one that she put in as the winner. Apparently she was a favorite for everyone already, so she ended up winning.
Sorry.
Horrible.
I'm just being honest, I'm sorry.
So they got a chance to have Angela speak about her debut. She just said also that I'm here to represent diversity of the humans in the world. My hope is for tomorrow to be able to live in a world of equality for everyone. Simply for us to understand that we are human and that we must make all lives easier together. That reality for many people is going to change. Now, a lot of people were sharing their support about her on Twitter. A lot of people was excited about this. I'm crying right now because of Miss Spain. So proud of her and the Miss Universe organization. So big ups to Miss Angela Ponce for paving the way for a lot of beauty pageant contestants in the trans community to be in that platform. No, we're not gonna say nothing. God damn. Okay.
I'm not sure if it was audible.
I mean, the fact we have the trans community coming in a lot more in these spaces are really nice.
Definitely congratulations. Honestly, I thought you were going to the next star.
Oh, for real?
I thought you were wrapping up.
No.
Dot.
Right.
Dots?
No,
I'm waiting for a text. I'm waiting for a message, y'all.
Yeah, that definitely congratulations. That's a big step.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been big strides. Last week we had, the first trans male boxer coming out, and now the first trans female on Miss Universe. I'm very excited for this, so yay, definitely bring that representation going, guys. That is it for LGBT.
What you say?
I said, now can we get some positive news for the bisexuals out there? Can we back up?
Yes, please. If y'all have some stories about good representation of the bisexual community, I would love that.
Bisexuals get trans far too often in this community.
Okay, I'm really for real. If y'all guys do have good representation of the bi community, please let me know. Please send it over to BeatsAndBull@gmail.com. We really appreciate that. Next up is tech shit. We talk about a couple of stuff going on in the tech community and just in technology in general. First thing is a very tried and true for those who are jailbreaking any kind of iOS device. Cydia, which is a very popular jailbreaking app store and service, is actually closing any kind of purchasing through their store. Now, this is coming a couple of days last week. Now, the founder of Cydia, his name is Jay Surrick Freeman. He is the one who basically had curated and created the Cydia system in regards to all things jailbroken. So if you remember iPod Touches, all the old iPhones, basically the whole jailbreaking culture, Cydia was the go-to. I remember having an iPod Touch and using Cydia to get all the apps I wanted. So I definitely appreciated that. Basically, he is shutting down any purchasing and the in-app purchasing for their mobile store after he realized a bug related to a PayPal digital token authorization was affecting a couple of users. This was first reported by TechCrunch. Now, Cydia users can buy mobile software designed to run their jailbroken device, but the community, of course, has grown a lot smaller since iPhone and iOS been, tightening a lot of their ecosystem and a lot of their security breaches in regards to jailbreaking and, getting modified stuff. He quoted saying that the reality is, I just want to shut down the store entirely before the end of the year and considering moving the timetable up after receiving the report. He posted in a Reddit post last week, the service loses me money and is not something I have any passion to maintain. It was a critical component of a healthy ecosystem. For a while, it helped to fund a small staff of people, but it came to a great cost to my sanity and led a lot of people to irrationality, hate me due to the amounted to a personal misunderstanding of how profit versus revenue works. Now, he said that shutting down the service doesn't mean that it's going to help him. He's getting a new job, so hopefully he helped this paying for the actual repositories for Cydia, but basically instead of shutting it down completely, he's just going to disable the mechanism to purchase. So this might be something else. He said he's going to plan to bring out a more formal post in the next week about the PayPal issue and how Cydia is going forward, but that's honestly crazy. Like, I know now, iOS has been changing a lot. Dan Cook really at this point doesn't want to focus on iPhones. He want to focus now more on the services of Apple, like Apple Pay, Apple Music. The acquisition, I know, for Apple Music and Shazam got finalized last week, 2 weeks ago. So now Shazam is owned under Apple. So anything used for Shazam, all that data from Apple gets inputted. So it looks like Apple and Dan Cook wants the company to go more into services now than their products. So it's not surprising that for jailbreaking communities, they can't do anything anymore.
So basically, he's just saying,
no, really.
I don't want anybody else taken away from our possible profits.
Mm-hmm.
Because most jailbreakers don't really sell.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. Most jailbreakers don't actually sell their products. It's basically we're offering people what they actually want. Whereas these other ones is just like, you can't have that. We're just going to give you what we want to give you.
Sounds like Apple.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, man, ever since Steve Jobs died and Dan Cook took in, I understand people aren't buying smartphones. People aren't
the era of stagnation.
Yeah, people aren't buying smartphones like that anymore. Like, there's so many ways you can get a smartphone nowadays instead of getting it directly from the source. Between payment plans, even going to smaller carriers and getting other plans. Now with the internet and Wi-Fi, honestly, that's really the biggest thing with Wi-Fi now. You can just, not do all of these things.
It just seems so short-sighted because these people aren't really trying to make money off of you. They're actually giving you actual revenue by making your product relevant because you can't seem to get past yourself to make this money. These people are actually making your product worthwhile for others to make them keep coming back to you. So you just really need to stop shooting yourself in the fucking foot, even the head. So seriously, get off your shit. Get your head out your ass. Sorry. Some people are pirates in this room.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I've done my fair sharing of I've done my fair sharing of pirating. I will say that.
No, let me put this out there as a confessed former pirate. A lot of us do this shit because we see.
Me the other day.
You guys want me shooting in the gym?
A lot of us do this shit because we see the potential of your product and we want to see you flourish. No, this is serious. And I'm not going to put my name out there, my pirate name, even though it's out there, but I'm responsible for some big shit that's happened. And we're just trying to further you. You need to get out your own, you need to seriously step back and reflect upon what we can bring to the community or your product and how it's helping you out. And then see how you can fix your shit at home.
So let me get this straight. We steal from you to research your shit and let you know how to fix it.
In this framework, it's not even that fact. In this, what we're talking about right here, it's not that they're stealing for them. People have created stuff for this platform that's not being offered via Apple. So it's not always a fact of stealing and all that kind of thing. There's always context in these situations, and in this context, you're shooting yourself in the fucking foot.
If you ask me, Apple been shooting themselves in the foot since they came out with that damn iPhone.
Since the iPhone?
when the iPhone came out, the iPod Touch was already out.
Yeah.
Right.
So when the iPhone came out, it was nothing but an iPod Touch that you could call people on.
Yep.
And you could call people on the iPod Touch if you had the right app and a headset.
Hello, pirates.
Oh, I remember that. That was fun. Okay, that was fun times. So
thank you for big upping our community.
Mm-hmm. So definitely, hopefully that gets changed. Next thing we got going on is Google Assistant. So for those who have the Google app and Google Assistant, you can now know when your flight is delayed. So they have rolled out now with Google Assistant that you can now predict flight delays. So Google Assistant will warn you about any predicted flight delays this holiday season. It pretty much announces over on Monday. The next few weeks, the voice assistant will proactively notify you on your phone about predicted delays and offer a reason if it knows why. Basically, you will just say to Google, "Hey Google, is my flight on time?" Or, "Hey Google, what's the status of the Alaska Airlines flight from New York to Seattle?"
I'm asking Google, "Hey Google, is my flight on time or no?"
Nah, fam.
Nah,
They answers back with that. I'll be like, yeah, I'm
cuz you ass out.
But for real though, can I get when is my flight? Is my flight delayed or not? For real. But yeah, no, and you can also ask, "Hey Google, is my flight on time?" So that's also other thing you can say. Now this. As I'm saying that, "Hey Google" was just popping up. Thank God I got you on silent. In January, Google Flights added the feature to predict flight delays before the delay is actually announced. Now, predictions will be based off of historic flight data and machine learning algorithms. Now, this will just show you prediction if the computer is 85% sure, according to a blog post. So you can see predictions by using Google by searching your flight number or routes. This also updates features to make holiday travel easier. There is also now an Explore tab over in Google Maps. So if you are in a city, you can find out things to do. They will show you also, Google Flight will also show you flight price trends over the holiday and school breaks. You can also search things to do in a certain place on Google, and you can see certain activities and experiences throughout the world.
So now we have a new MacGuffin for the next Final Destination movie. Okay.
Oh no! Honestly, I've not seen Final Destination in a long time. That'd be nice.
Oh shit! Hey Google, am I gonna die? Yes! Getting seat number 5. All right.
So next thing I got going on is Lyft. Now Lyft is doing a great thing in the community over in DC. Lyft announced Monday that they'll be partnering with a nonprofit organization for the launch of their grocery access program. Now this here is aimed to make families get to better access in the DC area for fresh groceries. Right now, wards 7 and 8 are considered food deserts according to the DC Policy Center. So this will be working with Martha's Table to increase access to them getting, healthy food over at the grocery stores. Just to kind of give you an aspect of that issue with DC, the median income over in Ward 7 is about $45,469. They're just over the federal poverty line, and then the median income for Ward 8 is $32,967. Now, in the blog post, it said throughout the program, Martha's Table and Lyft will aim to reduce time, transportation barriers, and financial burdens as hundreds of families plan their shopping trips to select grocery providers and further the mission of Lyft of improving people's lives with world best transportation. This will start off in the beginning of next year actually. They will identify 500 families to participate in the pilot program. This will go from January to June. It is only $2.50 for a flat rate ride for traveling to and from 4 select grocery stores in the area. Families with children attending one of the 7 elementary schools that are listed will also be eligible for the program.
Well, that's good. Uber is, well, I guess they're ahead of the curve, but these delivery services, they're taking over, and they're kind of killing businesses.
You got so many businesses now doing exclusive partnerships. DoorDash really have been doing it big with their exclusive partnerships. Chipotle being a big one. The fact you can only get Chipotle either through the app or through DoorDash is probably one of the best ones they've done so far. So it's really great. Lyft is actually doing this. Lyft has kind of been more of the other service, you know, with all the issues going on with Uber, or of course ride sharing in general. You got to be careful, but definitely Lyft has definitely shown to be more accepting, more of a social end of their platform and media and just their initiative. So definitely big ups to Lyft for doing that. Last thing going on with the tech shit is actually a very long and upcoming merger that has occurred. So for the last couple of years, T-Mobile has been trying to merge with several different companies along with Sprint. Sprint tried to merge with AT&T.
Please save us.
Right. So really it's been more a Sprint. Sprint been trying to, you know, combine with a couple other companies. Sprint definitely has not been the best in regards to their you know, revenue along with other things.
Their service is trash.
Yeah. So this comes up just yesterday. So for the longest, T-Mobile and Sprint have been trying to do a merger, and just yesterday they have finally gotten approved through the federal government committee to start the merger. So this comes up from actually New York Times. This is coming from the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. They basically reviews foreign investments in the United States for, you know, threats and all that fun stuff. So basically this is going to be a 26.5 billion deal with T-Mobile. This was stated on Monday. Some investors, consumer advocates, and government officials opposed the merger, claiming that the new telecommunications giant will limit customer choices and result in high prices for customers. Now, this does come up against with AT&T and Verizon. Right now, AT&T is number one. Verizon is number two in the sense of mobile services. Now, this was, again, a couple of years ahead. Back in 2014, they tried to put this merger in, and it actually got rejected. So this actually will be expected to close on the first half of 2019, so it has not been announced when it will be completed. Now, also AT&T tried to buy T-Mobile back in 2011 for a $39 billion proposal, and they said no. So like I said, definitely a lot of these networks have been trying to buy each other out, but it looks like this is going to be the first one that goes through. So if this goes through, T-Mobile will basically be acquiring all of Sprint's assets, and we'll have just three companies doing mobile services. John Legere, who has been the current CEO, had also enticed lowering the prices for T-Mobile if the merger comes through, so bringing new customers in.
This seems like a desperate plea for T-Mobile. Would you say?
Not more for T-Mobile. I would say more for Sprint. Sprint definitely has.
I figure who's on top now, right now.
Right now, like I said, right now number one is still AT&T.
I thought Sprint was trying to assimilate T-Mobile way back when.
So what I know about the merger and what I know about everything, I know right now Sprint has definitely not had the best of finances and not the best of just the company in general. Even with the rebrand, it has been really rough. T-Mobile actually has gone on the uprise ever since John Legere, just from what I've known, since he's gotten to the reins of CEO, he's really have made T-Mobile very more accessible and a lot more visible. Just like with all like the free, like I know like he does like a lot of like, I know T-Mobile do like free Tuesdays where they give like giveaways, a lot of good deals and stuff like that. I just know history wise, Sprint has not always been the best network. I know people have always run and made the jokes about Sprint, just about their service and just how they conduct themselves as a company.
They're really giving out incentives to try to keep people and bring people in, as far as content, giving you Tidal for free and Hulu for free, just for you to sign up.
I know Tidal was through Sprint. I know that wasn't through T-Mobile.
And they're giving Hulu for free. I'm just saying this.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to damn this to hold on to people.
Yeah. So I know Sprint for sure. Like they just haven't had like the best like times the last couple of years, and I know T-Mobile really been trying to push to be the top tier. They trying to be AT&T. I mean, that's what John's goal is. He wants to make like T-Mobile accessible to everyone, and then that's for him more customers, which means you will outdo AT&T. So at the end of the day, it's a good deal for John because it's like now I got Sprint's network, I got Sprint's customers. Now the only other caveat in regards to this deal, I do believe, is with a certain phone maker, which is Hawaii. Oh, wait, what happened? Hawaii. Okay, Hawaii. So I do know Hawaii in this contract. I know there's something in regards to like the phone maker, like they're not in this deal, which I think was an issue of why they're having issues. There you go. In Japan, government officials have said they're developing procedures for procurement in areas like communication networks and information technology. Government officials have denied that the guidelines would single out Chinese companies like Hawaii. So, because I know Hawaii works with both T-Mobile and Sprint, so basically they thought that basically Hawaii was a security threat. Yeah, they said Hawaii was a security threat, and basically they have avoided using the company's equipment to run its networks. So with them not running Hawaii, they're able to do this deal. So yeah, so that's why now Japan's kind of looking back like, oh, okay, like let's look into this so we can be more accessible. So big ups to John, big ups to T-Mobile for finally acquiring a network. Again, it's good for him. We'll see what happens if this go through by the first half of 2019. 2019 is already looking like to be a very big like year for mergers and finishing stuff. Like it's gonna be a very interesting year.
Ever-changing landscape.
Ever-changing landscape, baby.
To survive. Interesting. Well, maybe I can get some deals. Daddy needs a new phone.
So definitely.
Get a contract.
I don't know, but if they make it worth it, I'll sell it.
So definitely in regards to the whole situation, it's very happy for them. So that is it for tech shit. So definitely, if you guys have any like articles, let us know. Big ups to Afrotech. I finally found Afrotech. That was the article in regards to the last topic we talked about in regards to the Lyft project. They were the ones who talked about that. So big ups to that. If you guys have any other Afrotech news, let me know. Now, last thing we want to talk about is bullshit of the week. So we have 3 lovely stories going on in regards to some bullshit that's going on in the world. First off is in regards in Russia. This happened last week to Mr. Vladimir Putin. Now, Vladimir Putin. I call him Vladimir, so yeah. Mr. Putin.
Vladimir's Putin.
Right.
What else is there?
what did he eat?
Right. Take a sniff.
So yeah, so basically,
Russian farts stink.
Damn.
But I thought they only drink vodka. Vodka don't stink.
Nah, it's very clear. Yay, potatoes. So basically, hip hop and rap culture is
the potato
potatoes. So basically, hip hop and rap culture is becoming very more prevalent in Russia in a lot of the younger communities.
Oh, yeah, they were trying to ban rap, right?
So basically, Putin would like to control but not ban the popular music. He says if it's possible to stop, then we must lead it and direct it. He said this over in a Petersburg meeting with a couple of advisors on Saturday, trying to ban artists from performing with having a adverse effect of their popularity. He noted that rap is based on 3 pillars: sex, drugs, and protest. But he is particularly concerned with the drug themes prevalent in rap, saying this is a path to degradation of the nation. Now, this is AP, Associated Press, that had announced this here. He said drug propaganda is worse than cursing. His comments amid a crackdown on contemporary music that evoke the Soviet era censorship of the arts. Now, this come also into a couple of articles and situations happening in Russia. There's an artist named Husky over in Russia who's been getting a lot of views over on YouTube. He was actually arrested last month due to an impromptu performance when his show was shut down during the Russian city of Krasnodar. So he is 25. Basically, they said that he was arrested by extremism. Local protesters warned the venue that his act had. The venue had people warned the venue that he had acts of extremism in his act and in his role. He climbed out of a car. He was surrounded by fans, and he was saying, I was still singing my music, the almost honest music. Also on the 30th of November, another rapper of the name of Flood had announced 2 cancellations of concerts that he was doing in Russia. So yeah, here's my thing about this.
Is there such thing as like chub appropriation?
Look, you know how
Have you seen what Husky looks like?
My thing is
wait. Did you know how the biggest dude would have a nickname like Tiny?
Right. That's kind of what this is. I'm sorry. I had to look. I'm like, the name like Husky? Like, alright, let me look.
So, here's my thing with that. He mentioned one thing, which I agree, is protests. And when I mean protests, yes, rap music has definitely been something that has been a message to the streets to protest what's been going on. My thing with the sex and drugs thing, this is what every other every other white person say about rap. It's the same thing you say about rock and roll.
I was about to say, like, this is prevalent throughout rock.
So my thing for him saying that, I don't want the drug propaganda to be talked about, I don't want all sex agenda to be talked about, it's like the same thing that rock and roll talked about.
Like drugs.
It goes back to control. It's where it's like this. Let's be real, rap is popular everywhere. It's not popular in the States anymore. It's popular worldwide. Russia is late. And when I mean late, like the toll has been paid late. They are late. They are now understanding what hip hop and rap culture does, and they're now even kind of like exploiting themselves. My thing is like, there was another band actually, Pussy Riot. Pussy Riot is from Russia, and they've had the same issues where they've been dealing with their music, going against the grains from Russia, and they've been arrested, and they've been rock music. Y'all doing the same thing with rap. It's like
there's an entire genre called psychedelic rap that's based upon you getting high and making music. Like, come on, why are we doing this shit? Other than you just being racist as fuck.
Never knew that.
Really?
Yeah, gonna have to check that out.
Like, I guess the Pink Floyd would be like the epitome of that genre.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to check that out.
There's a lot of good psychedelic rock and rap. I like that.
I brought something new to your life.
Hey, I'm down for that. So, I mean, no, a lot of psychedelic rap and rock is actually pretty cool, especially even in certain mind states. So it's pretty dope. So that's my thing about that. Like Putin, I think you kind of reaching. I understand you and Trump are,
Putin, you full of shit.
Than's you. I know you.
That's why he's Putin.
Sitting in the bedfellows with Trump and such. Yeah, no, this just ain't it. People in the young community definitely need a voice, and at this point, rap is becoming that voice for a lot of people. Let people do what they want to. Let people voice it. If it's not a concern to the community, if people ain't burning things, if it's not an increase in drugs in your country, then I think you'll be fine. If you have stats and numbers, then come back to me with that. Other than that, shut your ass down. Next thing going up is in regards to KFC. This was announced on the Shade Room. Now KFC have heard your calls. They have heard your calls in regards to keeping the holiday festive. So right now KFC have announced, this was actually last week. This was last weekend. KFC have announced that they are selling a 11 herb and spices fire log for your holiday season. Now this is being sold on their website for just $18.99. This is made out of 100% recycled materials. The KFC 11 herb and spices fire log from Envirolog is dramatically less wasteful and significantly more efficient at making your home smell like fried chicken than burning the actual fried chicken, which is a statement on the website.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. So, a fire log is going to make your house smell like 11 herbs and spices.
Yes, baby. And you don't have to waste them. You don't have to waste the product.
So they said, we heard your cries or whatever. People were requesting this.
No.
So this came apparently out. Now, apparently, this came after numerous hours of research and development. So the R&D team felt like that. We're gonna look into this. People actually like the smell of chicken in their logs.
Let me fast forward your research and development. It's called aromatherapy.
How can we get people to buy chicken?
Right, it's because you smell this shit. You're gonna come out and buy more chicken.
Basically.
Oh my god.
Now, each fire log can burn up to 3 hours.
It's so ridiculous, it's genius.
It is. And the log could be stored as it has no shelf life. Now, the officials advise the log should be stored in a safe, dry area away from pets.
No shelf.
And they're jokingly warned that the scent of the log may result in craving a fried chicken.
You ain't got to worry about catching salmonella.
Please don't put face directly into fire. In an attempt to smell fried chicken, they had said as well. This is the second time in the last 2 months they have made headlines. The chain also had people talking when they added chicken and waffles to their menu. Basically, I
hate that I'm such a fat boy still that I want to go try that.
I'll try some KFC.
Metro don't trust it. I don't trust it. I'll go to
tried it before?
No, I say I will.
Listen, I'll go to Cuzzo's before I go over to KFC for chicken and waffles.
I'm pretty sure.
But Cuzzo's ain't right around the corner.
Okay. I'm down for some Cuzzo's shit. But no, KFC, I mean, it might taste good. I'll be up for it. I'm not opposed to it, but they also said, of course, don't eat the fire log. Of course, that's definitely don't eat the fire log. But yeah, so it looks like KFC trying to get some money for the holidays.
They put these statements out is
they have
someone has actually done it before. So yeah. That's scary.
My thing about this is like we already had the Tide Pod situation earlier this year. Y'all gonna go ahead and start eating fire logs that's made out of recycled materials. Next thing y'all know, y'all gonna have the biggest cramp in your stomach. Known to God. Try y'all want. So that's gonna be an interesting thing. So yeah, if y'all want to check it out, it's on the KFC website for $18.99 for a Yuletide 11 Urban Spices Fire Log. Definitely check that out if you want to smell like the Colonel over your holiday season.
Wow, I'm straight
on that, Jay. And the last thing in regards to bullshit of the week.
I'm being so good.
So good. So last thing going on with bullshit of the week in regards to the loveliness of this week is a little bit of a history repeats itself situation, I like to call. So as you guys know, Tim Allen had the show Last Man Standing. It was on ABC. It got canceled after a couple seasons. It has recently been picked up by Fox, so Fox will be pretty much revamping the series and it'll be shown on there. Now, when the show first came out, Tisha Campbell actually was on the first season of this show. She played the wife actually of Tim's character, which is Mike Baxter. She plays Cara Laborie. Now, she was on there on the first season, and then when she left, Erica Alexander actually took the role, and she played the wife.
Was the life taken by the knife? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Yes, come on.
The life of the wife was taken by the knife.
Yes. I love that episode.
Because the bitch was living quite trife.
So yeah, basically she couldn't be on the show anymore due to scheduling reasons. I know she was on a recurring role in the second season of Black Lightning. So big ups to Erica Alexander for that. But basically Tisha has been reprised back to the role for the Fox version of the show. Now, the reason why I say history repeats itself, this was actually told over by Deadline. This was on Shadow and Axe website. Doesn't it sound very familiar of a certain show that a certain character that was a certain shade, and after the next season a certain shade was lightened from a certain character?
You lost me.
Fresh Prince on Viv.
Oh.
And literally when I thought about that, I did think about that. Here's the thing though, which I kind of understand. Tisha had the role first, and then they took her out, and then Erica got on the role. So I can understand why people feel like why you kind of took her back, and then also go ahead and just kind of took this character back to the shade originally. So I get it. It's not the original character though. What I think about the bullshit of the week, about the reason why I put it on bullshit of the week, it still plays a factor of how a lot of shows, especially these kind of shows that have white directors, white writers, producers that kind of don't think about this, especially at an age where now a lot of people are a lot more conscious about this. You kind of can't just go ahead and do this swap and then explain the reason, especially where it's like there is a complete difference. Like the fact that, you know, you have Erica, who is a beautiful chocolate skinned woman, and then now going back to Tisha, it's kind of like a lot of people who are probably new to the show probably going to look like what's going on. People who did watch the show when Erica was there are going to look like, why Tisha back? There's other factors. So I kind of take this as, one, why you aren't able to continue the trend and find someone else to do the show with him. I mean, you had other people. Shit, you could do Tashina. I mean, shit, Tashina Arnold would have been okay, but I know she's doing the show over with Cedric over in CBS, so she's doing that show. So I understand that would might have been a factor. Maybe scheduling issues, she couldn't do both shows. But it's like, we don't know if they asked Erica, you know, to come back or not. My thing about it, though, is like, it's still kind of odd that you guys ended up doing this. So, I don't know. It's odd. It's a very interesting situation about that, how they kind of did that switch.
Yeah, just like you say, that's some old Viv shit.
Yeah, so.
Colorism. Okay.
No, I mean, it's real.
Failure.
No, I mean, no, listen, look, it's real shit. I mean, especially, like I said, this is something that happened, you know, even back in, like I said, colorism, and especially in television, it's changing, but it still does have a lot of those very old traditional aspects and those very, you know, systematic aspects where it's like you can make a color change or a skin brightening change and you can like let it go. I mean, that's the reason why Wreck-It Ralph 2 had issues with Tiana when they, you know, lightened Princess Tiana's skin and, you know, gave her, you know, a Caucasian nose, and, you know, when when, you know, Nikagi I forgot her full name, Anika Rose, when she talked about it and saying, you know, I saw like all the clips and everything, I was like, I actually spoke with Disney and told them, listen, this is my movie. This is what I done for the culture. This is what I done for Disney. You're not gonna go ahead and take this image and put this into this image that's not right. Now, granted, she said when they did the movie, when they did Princess and the Frog, it was all drawn, and of course, Wreck-It Ralph is more CGI, more, you know, more 3D. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, if you've done 3D animation or done animation like that, you know it is easy to change that. To change that skin tone and everything. So for the fact they first was like, oh, people are not gonna worry, people are not gonna notice, and then the fact that the original princess went ahead and said, no, y'all can't do that, y'all not about to mess up my legacy, because she knew the importance and the visibility about that black people were still going to see that movie and be like, wait, why Tiana's lighter? Why Tiana's curl pattern's different? Why Tiana's nose look different? People are going to talk about that, especially if they love Princess of the Frog and that representation. So I'm happy that Anika was like, let's keep Tiana how Tiana looked like from drawn animation to digital animation. Keep that same energy. That's literally what it is.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. So definitely, you know, I mean, Last Man Standing wasn't a show I wasn't checking for. The fact it got jumped and revamped to Fox is not a surprise, but y'all need the ratings. So we'll see how that happens. So they might need the ratings. So
bitch, I'm a cow. Moo. Anyway,
so that is it for this week for Beats and Bullshit. Before you check us out over on our social media, which again, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Check it out at Beats and Bull. Email is beatsandbull@gmail.com. We appreciate you guys every week. Definitely check us out. Like I said, we got some surprise for you guys. We got some good things going on for you guys coming up within the next year, so please check us out. Please click that notification bell on YouTube so you get our YouTube videos, because YouTube be on games. Definitely keep it notified. Us over on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Definitely get our notifications so you guys are up to date with what's going on. We do really appreciate you guys. So we really do appreciate it. Eric, do you have any closing announcements?
Send us all your money.
Money. I'm looking for all that money, for real though, please. No, honestly guys, like we have some things coming up soon. We're very excited too, and we really hope you guys are down for the movement. Definitely be down for the Bullshitters movement. We really want to make sure this is a thing. So I really do appreciate you guys for keeping us locked, and just keep working with us, guys. Definitely keep us check out. And other than that, if there's nothing else, thank you guys so much, and we'll check you guys out next time.
Holla.
See ya.
Peace.